Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Oh, good. I don't know what we're doing yet, so we're just going to hang on. Marina will be in here soon. I'll be right back. Marina, you're on mute.
All right. How's
there
that?
You go.
Yep. All right. Let me see if my camera is, you can see everything. Good thing that we're a little bit early so we can set up everything. Oh.
Yeah, this is as pretty as it's going to get for me. Although
Yes.
I have a nifty virtual background that makes me look weird, but I was debating where to go.
All right, so you can see my little Gorn because I'm always envious of your little bears hanging on the wall. I'm like, I gotta put up. I have Star Trek plushes.
See, look, I got a 10 forward with our shore leave on.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's weird because like you move and you can see sort of like
behind
that's
you.
My
chair.
Yeah, the chair. Yeah.
A video game.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to launch everything? So we actually kind of live basically at 9. Incidentally, hello to everyone who's already here who can hear us. Oh, look at that. Plenty more people coming in. Hello.
Righty.
Okay, so do you want to launch?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Facebook's up. Yeah, and then I'll share the link as soon as it's up.
Share. Sharing a page. We're going to share it. Shore leave, posting and shore leave.
And we should be up. Right.
And it is connecting.
As soon as
it's initiating. So right. I'll click the button here in a minute.
I'm always puzzled by that delay that Facebook Live has. It's like you'd think that everything is on and then you just wait. Is it still initializing?
Oh, yeah. It says it can take a minute, so let me see if I can.
Yeah, last time it wasn't as long. All right, it says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Can you see it?
It popped up on my.
I just want to make sure you can't. It's broadcasting.
And yes, here we are. So I'm gonna share so folks in the other groups are aware that we're live.
Hey guys, we know you're there. Sorry, we're just.
Yeah, we need to launch everything before we.
We're start. Amateurs at clicking and sharing and all that stuff.
Well, let's face it. Everybody had suddenly to have to learn how to do all this, seeing that we're all in interesting circumstances with this pandemic. All right. So basically,
I see us. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna share in the unofficial group so folks will know we're up, And I'm going to share in the Rio group so folks can
So while
join
she's
whenever.
sharing, does anybody want to say
Yeah,
hi?
so basically, yeah, well, before we actually do that, since it's exactly, well,
Hey,
just a
hi.
minute.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, hello,
Very nice to
hello.
meet you. It's exactly a minute after 9, so we tiny bit late, but it's fine. So welcome to, as you know, Jesse and I are co-hosts of Shoreleaf, so welcome to Shoreleaf, and we're also part of the admin team for the Unofficial Star Trek Las Vegas group. So this is our sort of a joint effort to be part of the virtual Star Trek convention for the summer of 2020. I think it just goes Virtual Trek on 2020, which is a fun thing that our friend Ryan came up with and pulled off this incredible 6-day long event that we're going to have this week. So yay. So welcome to Shoreleaf. Welcome to Virtual TrekCon 2020. And this is basically just a live hangout, which is something that we transposed Jesse's famous, new attendees and solo travelers that we usually have at Star Trek Las Vegas convention. And it's just a live hangout. Just get together, introduce, new folks that we hopefully going to be meeting tonight, and just talk about Star Trek.
And here, so everybody knows it's like Vegas. I brought the wine.
Well, see, I was thinking about that, and I thought, well, we don't want to be too, I don't know, somebody has to keep a cool head, so I figured I'm going to be it. But
well, that's why it's wine. It's usually liquor.
Just so that we're sort of still in the Star Trek. I mean, well, wine, you can pretend it's blood wine, right? Gary Klingon. But I have something, and look, I specifically bought this soda in the store so I can pour it, and people will be like, "What is this?" And I can go, "It's green."
It's green.
Now it's actually a fun little bit of trivia if somebody is interested. This is actually a real soda. This is actually part of my childhood because this is something that is anyone coming from any of the former republics of Soviet Union will tell you immediately what this is. This was created in what is now country of Georgia. And they still produce it and they still sell it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that most of the former republics still produce something similar to this. And it is indeed, that's the trademark emerald green color of this. It's just a regular soda. And as you can imagine, what kid would not love a green drink? So
what flavor is it?
It's kind of herby because it's based on
I just admitted like 17 people, Marina. So just...
And just as I'm pouring the green drink, so everybody, it's green. Welcome to Shoreleaf. It's very Star Trek, and let's have.
I gotta get my wine. Hold on. All right,
I don't know
who's
if
here that
anybody
we know?
Yeah, well, I see lots of familiar faces actually. So greetings, everyone. How is everyone this fine evening or afternoon, wherever you are in the world?
Greetings, programs.
All right, so just so I can pick on people, I see Yesenia, who was the first person to register. So
yeah,
when we see you again, Yesenia, we're going to give you a prize. We don't know what it is yet, though.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of Star Trek Las Vegas wristbands that I made for this year, which are obviously going
Kayla's
nowhere.
laughing at us. Wait a minute. I can see your faces.
He just keeps disappearing along with his beard. Mm.
So Shannon's here.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Tess. Hi, Tess. How are you?
Hi, good. I can see us on the TV too.
Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
Lawrence is here.
I open the wine. Hold on.
Awesome. I love your background, Jesse.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Jamal. How's it going?
Hey, Marina.
I have something green.
So do I.
All right, I'm done.
Perfect.
That's all the entertainment you get from me tonight.
Yes. So let's see. Has anyone ever, or rather never done, a Trek Hangout live before? Because this is literally just, we're all staring in the screen and doing what we would normally do if we got together at the, say, Masquerade Bar or iBar in Vegas, if you've ever been to. Just sit down and talk Trek.
Well, cheers, everybody. I worked out the wine. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's
but really,
green.
we've not done this before, so well, we've done a little thing like this, but not with this.
Anybody hear me?
Yes.
I gotta make my margarita.
Well, there you go. So we haven't done this before, right? So like I really don't know what this is supposed to look or feel like, but what I would say is don't be shy and just scream, "Oh God, Lawrence,
Hi,
New
Lawrence.
York!"
Anybody hear me?
If you click on gallery view, you can see just about everybody at once.
Yeah, I see that.
I was so excited to log on that I logged on, didn't have the camera plugged in, didn't have the mic plugged in. I was like, why does everything look wrong? Oh.
Enthusiasm was there. That's the important part. So
I was
anyway,
like,
so
nothing
it's
is plugged in.
something that we started talking about right before all of a sudden everybody arrived. We just decided, while talking with Ryan, that we're going to try to transpose Jesse's get-together that we traditionally have before Las Vegas convention starts, which is literally just an icebreaker type event. Everybody gets together. If you have a drink, perfect, and just talk to each other. So those folks who are brand new, who've never been to a hangout like this before, who've seen us for the first time, as a matter of fact, just please feel free, jump in. Let's hear where you're from, how you are, how long have you been a fan. Let's talk about your Star Trek fandom. And
let's start with us, Marina. Why don't you introduce yourself to people you may not know?
Well, those who don't know, I've been going to conventions for about, this year would have been my 11th year, I guess, or 12th. But I got into Trek right after coming to the United States. So I've been a Trekkie for about 20 years. And eventually I made it sort of like into this online fandom, which brought me then into conventions, which I suppose is kind of backwards for those folks who started out with conventions originally back in the 80s or 70s. And then finally we, Jesse and I found each other through Vegas, and here we are. We started, we took over the co-hosting duties from Heather and Jeff on this wonderful podcast about conventions. And here I am, talking about Star Trek.
Yeah, so I'm Jesse, if you guys don't know me, and I'm very shy and quiet. And
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Have we met?
In gallery view, I'm trying to find Jesse.
Mine's the top left. But yeah.
Oh, hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not. No. I was. My first convention was very overwhelming. I was very quiet, and then I joined the family, and here I am hosting stuff. So I'm happy to do it. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I moved here from Oklahoma City 2 years ago now, I guess. I work for an outsourcing company, and I do this for fun. And so, I'm pretty excited to see all the faces.
Jesse, everybody knows that we're secretly paid, and that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
Officially for the Star Trek community. No.
Hey, I got sick this afternoon, and that's from working at home, so it's really bad.
So yeah, let's yeah.
All right,
I'm not
so
too far from you, Jesse. I'm down here in Texas, so.
Oh, cool.
Although it looks different. So hello, I've heard of your podcast, and I think I've listened a couple of times, but I've never actually seen you guys. Been to a couple of conventions, the Las Vegas ones. My first convention was probably in 82 or 84 in Houston. And I'm a Star Trek fan going back to when I was born in 1969, because there's a picture of me sitting on my dad's lap watching me.
Aww.
That is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am in Brazil.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Boy.
Wow.
Welcome.
And I was going to go to my first Las Vegas convention this year.
Oh.
And I mean, I'm still trying to go, but Brazil's situation with COVID is very bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are.
So let's see what happens. I want to meet you, everybody. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's hope that, if not this year, next year we will meet up and,
Yeah.
I miss
situation in Brazil is really, really bad. I mean, I'm at home like 4 months without going out.
Yeah. Parts of the United States are the same way. So
Yeah, I know.
So it's.
But my president is worse than yours.
No.
Are you sure?
It is.
Oh, that's quite a
That's a pretty
debate.
close one,
Cannot
actually.
believe.
Let's not get into that. But
No.
we all have feelings.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Anybody else want to scream out and tell us who you are?
And
Hello?
where are you?
my name is Kim. I live in Florida.
hello, Kim.
But the northern part of Florida, close to where the Republicans are coming to town in August.
Excuse me.
Good luck.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm originally from the Midwest. I've been a Star Trek fan my entire life. My mother was a Star Trek fan, and of course made sure I grew up properly. And my dad is a Star Wars fan, so I of course have both Star Wars and Star Trek as a proper upbringing. So
that's fun.
And I still have my mom's batleth.
Oh boy!
I love the idea that it's your mom's batleth.
Yeah.
Take that to the convention.
Don't kill us, okay?
I just suddenly have a mental picture of your mom going to parent-teacher night with a bat left.
Nobody messed with her. That's for sure.
You said my child did what?
Oh, he's the best child ever.
I was an angel, so there was never a need for that.
Well, there you go.
Do I need to go get mine?
Shannon.
Yes.
Yes, you do. Oh gosh. So,
but it was.
You think I'm
really,
kidding? I could go get it. It's on the shelf.
It was really special because instead of doing a sign-in book when she died, I had everybody sign her batleth.
Oh, that is so
yeah.
wonderful.
Very
Yeah,
sweet.
I'm gonna hang it up in a very special spot.
Yeah. Certainly unique.
Fantastic. So who can we pick on? Who else wants to introduce themselves? If I go
I'll do
down
it.
my list.
Shannon can go. Yeah.
Shannon, I'm in Kentucky. I did a couple cons in like high school, but you know, Shatner was that whole "why are y'all here" thing. Y'all are nerds. So I didn't go anymore until the Destination Star Trek London, and then I had to go to the 50th, and I've just been going to STLV since then because how could I not go?
Were you there when Marina and I went?
Well, the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
No, we were a year after that.
Okay, I've been there since then. Every year since then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shannon, you and I have seen each other there.
Yes.
I've been going since 2010.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought I met you at the card thing, but it probably was Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Who else? Who else can we pick on?
Just randomly pick a number.
How about Mike? Mike's got his hand lifted like a good person. It's okay. You'll have to unmute.
All
There you
right.
go, Mike.
Representing from Canada.
Hello.
So, and speaking of batleth, I'll
Oh boy.
Oh, there you are.
Hey.
got my batleth on the wall there, signed by Mary Chifo.
Nice. Yay.
She was in Vulcan, Alberta last, I think it was just last summer for the convention. And that's my annual convention because it's local. And it would have been my 15th year in a row for my daughter and I to go to that convention.
Wow.
But, of course, that's canceled just like everything else nowadays. But yeah, so I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada in my Star Trek room.
Oh, awesome.
Hey.
Wait, you have a Star Trek room?
Oh, I do. Yeah, here, I'll show you some of the other. Give you a quick tour.
I just thought that was like your. I thought that was just the backdrop. I didn't.
Oh, no, that's real.
Oh, okay.
So I see.
I've got the Enterprise
Check
hallway
that
on
out.
the floor.
Yeah, the door cover and everything.
Yeah. Oh my.
Deep Space Nine tie hanging from.
Now
the
show us Daniel's quarters.
Cool. Now, Mike, I always remember you in Vegas wearing pretty awesome Cardassian makeup. And I always wanted to ask, did you actually create the prosthetics yourself or do you have somebody helping you out?
I am a big fan of Garrick, so I love doing the Cardassian. I got the pieces from John Paladin, actually.
Oh, awesome.
He was in 2012, he came to Vulcan. He was one of the guests, and he did a Klingon demo. And after his demo, I said, have you got any, you know where I could get any Cardassian pieces? And he pulled out his phone and showed me some that he had. And I said, I want those from you. So yeah, he allowed me to do Garrick. So I was very thrilled about that.
Yeah, because that looked fabulous.
And I was supposed to be in that outfit for Star Trek Renegades. So I was very disappointed when the CBS guidelines meant they had to take the Trek elements out of Renegades. So I got to be in Renegades in the jacket for the Garrett cosplay, but not the facial appliances.
Nice.
But hey, thanks Marina and Jesse for putting this on. It's awesome. I'm glad they're doing the virtual Trek and con and that you're doing this party. This is awesome.
Yeah, we're not sure how it's supposed to go, but it's so anyone who wants to take over and make it more fun, do some trivia or whatnot, I'm all open for it. But So I don't know if it's a mistake, but Yesenia has her Zoom hand up. So I don't know if Yesenia, you're trying to get our attention. Are you?
Hi.
There she is.
Well, okay. So pardon the noise, but I'm driving to work right now, so there's like a lot of like zoom, zoom, zoom passing by. But yeah, I don't have my camera on because I don't want to show you guys my big ass nostrils.
and we really don't want you looking at us.
So.
Now
that's a fan right there who puts her life on you. She's from LA, so it's not like it's easy driving either. So.
Yeah, traffic is almost back to normal right now, so I'll be in standstill traffic in a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everybody. I miss the cause. I miss you guys. Jesse knows my story. Jesse and Marina both know that I look forward to STLV all year, so I am like absolutely devastated that I'm gonna miss it this year, but hey, gotta stay safe.
And let's all appreciate Yesenia, who is on the front lines in the hospital system.
Yes.
So Yesenia, thank you for keeping us all safe. You stay safe though, okay? And
thank you.
Chime in if you want to talk again. I'll keep an eye on your hand. I'm happy that you're not on video. I'll just tell you. That makes me good.
I wish you could join us.
I do have my Trek shirt on in honor of virtual TrekCon. I have my Star Trek scrub top on and my blue pants.
All righty. All right.
But hey, I just wanted to give a shout out because I'm a dunce and forgot to send it into Ryan earlier. But if anybody listening is interested in meeting up with fellow Trek fans every day at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we do Star Trek Netflix parties. So we watch Star Trek together and have a little chat on the side, and it's a lot of fun. And Saturday nights we do a boozy edition, which is really fun. So I just wanted to throw that out there if anybody's interested in joining us.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I was just on, before this, I was just on the first part one, and they do themes each week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
This is Borg week.
How do you join that?
Who is talking? Because I can't touch my phone, so I can't see who's talking.
Well,
Tess.
Tess.
Who?
Tess.
Oh, Tess. Hi, Tess.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Tess. I just couldn't recognize your voice. It's really loud. All right. Well, yeah, so everybody join us, please. You can come as often or as little as you want, but 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, that's it. Bye, guys. I love you guys. I'm just going to keep listening while I'm driving to work, but I'm going to go on mute now, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Love you, Senya. Thanks for chiming in.
Thank you so much.
Be safe.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Marina.
Just stay off the 405 parking lot.
No, I'm going on to the 101 parking lot. Actually, the 101's not been bad now.
So that's a good question. Where's everybody from?
Actually, I never said where I was from. I mean, I'm in New Jersey, in Morristown, but I normally would work in the city, but I've been working from home for the past over 4 months, actually. Well, Jesse said that he's from Atlanta, so now we can jump to everybody else. My apologies.
I'll go next.
Yes.
I'm from upstate New York. I'm about 90 minutes from Ticonderoga.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, so anybody wants to come up.
Let me send you a direct message. I may not get on a plane, but I'm coming to see you for a place to stay so I can visit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now we all know where to go for the original set tour, Jerry.
Yes.
They're doing a next generation one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They
I
purchased
went there. Awesome. It's really awesome.
I'm in Syracuse, New York.
Is that John?
Yeah.
John, is that
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
Syracuse? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And Tess, you're like all over the place. You're like all over my Facebook when it comes to Star Trek.
Well, I was until COVID. Grounded right now.
I try not to think of that.
Yeah. Well, let's say I'm working on my itineraries right now.
Oh, good.
That's what taking a break, working on my itineraries.
Well, I miss seeing you. I really do. So.
Oh,
All right.
I miss it.
All right, so we already have New York. I mean, we actually have more New York because I know Lawrence is obviously in New York. We have Kentucky, we have Florida, we have Brazil. Where's everybody else from?
New
This is
Hampshire.
Glenn. I'm from Las Vegas.
Florida.
Oops.
Well, hold on. I got to do a shout out. Anne-Marie, where are you? You?
On the roof, and I'm trying to find like a place to sit that has more light.
Yeah, because
I know you look very mysterious.
Looks like you're exploring an underground layer
All day
for
where you didn't look
sewers.
like you were at a resort, Anne-Marie.
Yeah. This is my film noir edition.
Yeah. It does.
Yes, we needed a little bit of action.
Yeah.
Oh, we finally can see you. Hi.
I know.
There she is.
Yeah, I'll just sit on the ground.
All right, who else we got? Who haven't we talked to?
Hello, all.
Is that Glenn?
Somebody started saying something.
Somebody started talking.
I did.
Oh.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. I love the whole virtual con thing, because I've never been able to really afford to afford to go to a convention. But I've been a Star Trek fan since 1966. I was 7 years old when the original series premiered.
Perfect. All right, who else we got?
Well, I know Tia's, it's her first convention ever. She's at the bottom of my screen.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, where'd she go?
Well, we actually have two.
Yeah, there she is.
Hi.
The screens keep moving. So.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
Well, I know Sharon's from Louisville. I DJ at trekradio.net. DJ.
What?
Yep. And she's in Louisville.
Awesome.
I'm in Louisville, just like she is. I'm actually, not even a half mile from you. This is my first con. I am legally blind and physically disabled, so a normal con would be almost impossible for me. So I jumped at the chance when she gave me the invite for this.
Oh, awesome. Well, we're happy you're here. We are. I'm excited. I'm surprised that we got this many people, to be quite honest, and I'm admitting more every minute. So I'm trying to.
Awesome. Because everybody loves Jesse and Marina.
Oh well, yeah. That goes without saying.
Well,
okay.
I don't know if everybody's listened to your podcast, but you guys actually have a theme song at the beginning that talks about you two helping us all like navigate cons, and it's the most adorable thing.
Yes, so there's a story to that. So we took over the podcast from Heather and Jeff, who had it before us, and started from the Unofficial Star Trek Las Vegas group. And when Marina and I kind of talked about it, they asked us if we would do it. We talked about it, and I said, we need to rebrand it. We need to like do something so it's ours. So I have a group of friends that I go to Star Trek Las Vegas with every year. A couple of them are from the Subspace Transmissions podcast, and one of them is a really good editor. And I said, hey, just put something together. Can you help me out? He's like, sure. And like, he gave me that song like right before we published our first podcast. So it was the first time I heard it as we were publishing, and I was on the floor. It took me an hour.
So cute.
And I said to Marina, I said, I don't know if you're going to like it.
He emailed it to me, and I listened to it while I was waiting for my train at Penn Station. I was going back to work, and I literally laughed out loud.
Oh my God.
So those who haven't listened, just you don't have to listen to the actual episode. Just click any one of them.
It is fantastic. So, and they've been on with us. So
yeah, if anything, what our podcast is, which is really a whole lot of chatting, is because we discovered that we enjoy having sort of very informal conversations with our guests about conventions, specifically about Star Trek conventions or Star Trek in conventions, because we do cover Comic-Cons and other events that have a Trek component. But if anything, we have a unique intro.
So the behind the scenes thing is that Marina is much more organized, much more knows what's going on than Jesse.
But he can think outside the box. He'll be like, what if we do this crazy thing? And then we kind of come up with something.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of I'm the first one to go off script, the first one to say, nope, we're going to change it mid podcast. And I don't know how Marina has kept, she hasn't yelled at me once. I'm
How
very
can
surprised.
Look at him. He's so adorable.
I know.
That's what it says on my Tinder profile, by the way, if anybody wants to share. Anyway. But that is so it's a lot of fun. I love doing a podcast. It is absolutely great. So it gives me an opportunity to like hear from people who I normally wouldn't hear from. So.
Well, eventually eventually we will get back to covering actual physical events. Until then, thank goodness that we have virtual community, which Star Trek has had for a long time. So now we just kind of naturally part of this whole Zoom culture, if you will.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So I want to pick on. He was here when we started, and I haven't yet talked to him. Raymond, do you want to introduce yourself? We see that you've relaxed the tie. We didn't require a tie, but we thank you very much for dressing up for us. I feel very special.
Well, no problem. I like many people, I'm working from home right now. Working.
Yeah.
And well, 6 p.m. Pacific came, so it was time for not working.
There you go.
So I have changed costumes here. But yeah, I live in Pasadena in California. I don't have a Star Trek podcast. I used to have a planetary science podcast, but someone else has taken that over. And yeah, that's me.
Well, fantastic. Thanks for joining us. I just wanted to make sure that I don't know.
Can I do a shout out because I just love these two? Hi Barry, hi Beth. Why don't you guys chime in and talk about yourselves?
Oh,
you're
boy.
fun. These are the cosplayers
so
extraordinaire.
Hello. We're here over here.
Hello.
I'm unmuted, yes.
I gotta tell you, Barry, I love your videos of all the science stuff and the little things about the photos with the plants. I'm getting like all my science influx every day just looking at your posts. So
my problem is that I'm recording all of my lectures from my astronomy classes since now I'm teaching remotely, and I have absurd production value requirements. My colleagues are recording their videos in their bedrooms with their unmade beds behind them, and I can't stand that.
Whereas Barry drags me out of bed at like 5:30 in the morning to go over to the park next door and film us being Pluto and Pluto's moon. Which, really, what's better first thing in the morning, right?
Well, anyway, this is great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
We've like hopped into two screens, so let me go to the second screen and see who pops up.
I love this problem.
Dan Dini, is that you?
There are two screens.
Are you gonna unmute and say hi, or you just?
It is.
Hey, welcome, Dan. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's so good to see you guys. This is such a great group. Look at this.
Yeah, Marina and I, we're popular. We're the popular kids.
Yeah, no, I know it. But you've got, I kind of feel like, you remember that kid show where it was like, and I see George and I see Betsy. I feel like
Romper Room.
Hey, Kim. And I see Marina. Hi, Marina. I see Katie. Hi. You got a great thing here, man. Great job.
Thanks for joining us.
It's
and then let me pick on Homer. I see you on my second screen, Homer. Welcome.
Hey, Jesse. Good to see you. I had a second stream until now.
Hello. Like a really big Brady Bunch.
Sorry, late. This is great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Wait,
Okay.
Homer, are you making sushi right now? Because you do that every Saturday.
No. Sushi is for Saturdays because that's when the farmers market has the fresh fish. So tonight was pizza.
Okay, because I've never seen you not making sushi virtually.
Yeah, it's just that's the USS HST and it's Saturday and
okay.
Yeah. Just Saturday.
And I'm gonna pick on New York again because I see my good friend Ed O'Connell. Ed.
Love Ed.
What's up, Jesse?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I am fantastic now that I saw you.
You look great. I look like crap, but you look great. I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe I should leave you guys alone.
Yes. We can
all
just
leave the
shut off the cameras.
You can create a separate room for everybody else.
No, you guys don't understand. Like when I was traveling like a crazy person, like New York away team kind of kept me alive whenever I had to go to that New York area. And I was there like 4 or 5 times. And that team, the New York away team, kid you not, I would tell them like a day before, and the next day somebody would say, "Come to O'Looney's, and we will be there," and they were. So I have an affection for the New York away team.
Have you heard the news though?
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
followed it on Facebook, and I cried on Facebook.
Yeah, we've all been crying.
Yeah, it's
We'll have
been
a new plan for next
devastating
time.
month, basically. For those who are not, I mean, I have looked for official announcement, but there still hasn't been any, but they have been closed. So unfortunately, our home away from home for New York away team is sadly no more.
We're a crew without a ship.
Yeah, it feels like it certainly.
There's no home port anymore.
Yeah.
And Marina, it looks like Helen is here. Helen, hello.
So I keep trying to juggle the pages and see who I'm.
Yes, it's a little like So guys, we've never had more than like 6 people on here, so bear with us.
You have to, Jesse, you have to be fair. The last Facebook Live was still fairly successful because we got lots of folks commenting on Facebook Live, so it's through Facebook pages. But I figure, let's do Zoom parallel to that because you never know who's going to show up and look at this. I just love you all.
Amazing.
Where are you guys broadcasting this, by the way? On which?
It says through Zoom through Facebook Live. So
yeah,
but we're on Facebook.
On our
Shortleaf, our podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's if you go
podcast.
Podcast. We
The links are on like the virtual TrekCon calendar, like under the link to join the Zoom chat is the link to the Facebook page. You can see what everybody's saying about you.
I'm glad for you having done it on the Zoom because I don't have a Facebook page, and this was great to take part in. So.
Yeah, I have a few folks who I knew, like everyone else just wants to get away from Facebook, but you can't. So so I wanted to have more than one way to get here because Facebook is starting to be a little drag. So.
And then there's the opposite side of it is that a lot of people do so many Zooms professionally, they don't really care to participate in something like this after work hours. So it's like Facebook Live, at least they can watch, and if they feel like commenting, that's certainly an option.
Yeah, kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah. All right, who's next? Well, we mentioned Helen. So Helen, hi. What time is it where you are?
Hi, it's 2:30 in the morning here.
Helen is in the UK, guys.
After 3 a.m. So
it's a real masquerade situation.
Joining us.
Marina, I haven't actually seen you since the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last time we had the actual big.
Listen, we're just happy we got back.
Everything just fell apart.
Yeah, we were so lucky to just have that.
Yeah, we were probably the last week where there wasn't a please don't dock here thing going on.
Yeah.
You could still be on the cruise.
Yes, and our ship didn't get, we had some flus, but we didn't get anyone sick during the cruise. It was after.
My roommate got the flu.
I ended up with the flu, and so did my sister, but that was it. I was told that the cruise that was after us, the 80s themed cruise,
80s cruise.
They got cases, and the whole thing got shut down.
I came back with pneumonia, but
wow.
Well, that's because I partied a little too much and didn't sleep enough.
No, not you.
Jesse, no, what was that? Your first time?
No, the first
I'm
cruise
pretty
I
sure
went on.
among everybody here, Jesse has done every single cruise, so he's probably the most experienced as far as Trek cruising.
Yeah, the first cruise, I just never been on a ship before, so we left at noon, and by 4 o'clock, me and my roommate were cut off at every single bar on the ship. And then we woke up at like 9 and said, "What happened?"
Wait, Jesse, you got cut off at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
I worked on a cruise ship for 15 years. I never saw anyone get cut off that fast.
I heard I made a record of some sort, and
like you have to drive home.
And so we just walked. So my roommate and I didn't get internet because we didn't want to see what was going on. But we quickly all signed up for internet and trolled the internet to see if our photos or videos were on. As we walked the halls with this plan of we're gonna pretend nothing happened. Like people were like patting us on the shoulder. You guys are awesome. I've never seen anyone get cut off that fast. And I was like, it was both like frightening and I'm kind of proud.
Well,
I'd be
if
proud.
I can jump in, Jesse, I think that something you have to point out is that you are a freaking delight. Normally, when you are totally shit can wasted, you are an extra delight. So, I mean, that's one guy's opinion. I'm just saying.
I'll back that up. I haven't seen him
Right?
shit
Thank you.
can. Haven't seen him shit can, but I've seen him drunk. I'll back that up.
I'm sorry,
By
my
shit canned, I mean like cut off at 4. That's
Right,
kind
yeah.
of that territory. Yeah. But
I will tell you guys that hasn't happened. I've the only time I've been cut off is the cruise in my whole life. And I was shocked, and then I was like, hey, that's okay. Everybody's having fun.
Be proud, man.
It's almost as if a convention happens on a cruise and your wild side just appears.
Well, that's it for me.
Because normally
So,
you're not like that.
No. Well, and that's the thing about conventions. So I don't know if everybody who's been to a convention gets this. You would, but like for me, I'm at work. I am always on, and I'm in charge, and I have to do this, and I'm responsible for that, and this is associated with my reputation. Blah blah blah. When I'm at a convention, like I'm not who I am professionally, and I get to be just whatever or whoever, do whatever I need to do to just have fun. And so when I went to my first convention, I was I really was shy. I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know what's going on. And then it took like 2 days to talk to other Trekkies and just let the wild side go. And then I've just never calmed down since. And it's changed me at work too, because at work I'm much more verbal, much more communicative. It's actually helped my career. So
Nice.
So like, and I'm in my home office. So like, I do not mind doing a video chat with my Star Trek stuff in my background. Care me not at all. So, and so far I haven't been fired. So we're doing all right. But that's enough about me. Dan, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So let's see. Marina, I don't know who else to pick on. I'll let you pick this time. What's Yesenia doing?
I'm looking through my stack of masks because I gotta put on my mask, but the first one I had, which was like rainbows, I dropped hand sanitizer on it, so see, it has rainbows. So I can't wear that because now that doesn't work, so now I got this other one.
Okay, Marina, that's it.
So what I wear at work for 14 hours a day.
Yes, so Yesenia gets, I don't know what prize we're going to give you, but you're the most dedicated listener we have.
Yes.
I will tell you that.
Absolutely. Most dedicated listener. Totally.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I have that under my belt at least.
Well, there you go.
Oh, thank
right,
you.
so,
Yesenia, you're the best.
okay, I'm going to pick on one person.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say one more thing. In LA, in the city of LA, well, actually, I don't know if it's just my hospital, but we're required to, so I'm parked in the hospital parking structure, we're required to have our mask on as soon as we get out of the car. Like we can't even, I'm on the fourth, on like the top level where there's like, no enclosure, and I'm required to come out of my car with my mask on. That's how serious we take it here.
Well,
My
I'm
sister
happy.
works at the Texas Medical Center. Same.
Yeah. So with the people that say that they can't wear a mask because of CO2, I'm going to say bullshit because I wear this thing for 14 hours. 14 hours I wear this.
Yeah. Oh, my sister is an ER doc. Every time she sends photos or anything, she looks like Darth Vader with everything covered up. Well, let's pick on somebody else.
Yeah, Marina, let me pick on one more person.
Since Laura, okay, you go ahead.
On Kayla, because you've been kind of laughing at us. Yes, you laughing at us the whole time. I see
I'm
it.
laughing at you. I was laughing at Jay phasing in and out like he was like beaming in and out of the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
He was like trying to join me, but he just can't.
Look at that.
It's not you, it's us.
No, I love the virtual background because like when I have it turned on, that's what happens. In my chair, because it's taller than I am, just like I've either become part of it or it's not perfect technology.
No, when we tried really hard to like do a green screen thing, we filmed a couple of videos for the virtual TrekCon, and so one of them, like I animated a background and then we wanted to set up a green screen, but we didn't really have one. So we had some LED lights because Jay and I work in theater, and we like set up a sheet and tried to like light it green and get it to cancel out the green light. And it was like took us like a day and a half to get it to work and get filmed. So like if you watch our vendor video, like that's the one I'm talking about.
Well, if you look, like, so I turned my virtual thing off, and I have a green screen that sits under this guy that pulls across my wall, depending on, so not every business meeting can have Trek stuff. So that's when I use the green screen. I put that up, and it just looks like, you know, I'm taking a yearbook picture, quite honestly. But anyway, I wanted to pick on you just because I see you laughing, and I love people laughing. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm just making fun of the husband.
Marina, it's all you. I'm going to mute for a while.
Yeah, well,
It's all you now.
Since Lawrence came up several times already, I want him to kind of jump in and introduce himself because that man is awesome. I'm trying not to use the other words, but big words.
Oh, thank you. No, you're awesome. Seriously, like if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know half the stuff that's been happening in the last couple of months in like the virtual Trek community. Like virtual Trek Con is now, but virtual Trek is all because you let everybody know what's happening.
Believe me, my pleasure. I got sucked into this, and I'm like gonna feel responsible.
Sucked in is the right word.
I think it was a couple of weeks. I think it was about 4 or 5 weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. I was like, I'm getting really tired of seeing 2 hours after stuff happens. That I was like, 2 hours after it happens, like another great Trek meetup panel, and I was like, Marina, come on! How come I'm not seeing this in my? I'm seeing all this other political nonsense in Facebook. How come this isn't popping up in my feed? Very next day, I think it was the very next day, you posted like a missive on your wall, and you've been doing them ever since. And now I'm getting this stuff in my feed, and I'm like, yes, I can see what's happening and catch up.
Yeah. So Lawrence, I'm gonna just pick on you because you know we wouldn't mind a free entertainment while we're here, since you may need to tell people what you do.
Yes.
I can't be incognito, can I? Okay. I mean Nito.
Good one.
Weird sense of humor. I'm a cosplayer and a member of NYC Away Team and the XO of the Growler, Captain Ed, see you over there. But I also produce a show in New York called the Cosplay Cabaret. And we basically have cosplayers. I realized, like, I work in theater in New York too, and I realized, like, randomly, I kept bumping into, like, my theater friends from, like, Broadway and off-Broadway conventions. Or I would go, like, to auditions and keep bumping into people that, you know, the vice versa. So I was like, hey, so I know a lot of singers and dancers and actors who are also giant geeks. We should do something about this. And so every month we produce a show at Broadway Comedy Club, until COVID, of course. And we just make up parodies about sci-fi, comic book, pop culture. People sing stuff they're inspired by. They sing parodies. They make up stuff. And we raise money for different charities doing that. And we're doing a show Friday night for Virtual Trek Con. We're doing an all Star Trek show. For virtual
That's going to be awesome.
Wow, that is awesome.
Ever since
I wish it was in New York.
COVID, you don't have to be. It's virtual. Ever since
COVID happened,
we switched to a digital format, which was really scary for a bunch of live performers having to suddenly perform like in your room or like in your empty apartment. God bless my wife because she has had to deal with. I pretty much commandeered the living room. I pretty much commandeered the living room. There's like multiple green screens and ring lights and stage lighting. I've got like 3 studio mics now in here.
Wow. So where's the missus? I haven't seen her since that first time I saw her in New York.
The missus is in the bedroom right now doing French trivia with other friends because I've commandeered the living room. So the show that we have on Friday, we're still putting the pieces together. So I'm still shooting footage for it. The first one we did in April was basically everyone standing in costume in their room, kind of like your background now, Jesse. And then the very next show, everyone and their cousin discovered Final Cut Pro and green screens. So to say that Friday night show was literally going to have someone standing in the holodeck is not an exaggeration.
So where can I catch the show, Lawrence?
I will. Geek Life Rules on YouTube or on Facebook is my page. I'll put the link in the chat. And yeah, we put together an all Star Trek show. We've got some people from Atlanta, some people from Australia, another friend of mine who's in LA. I'm going to be doing something. And then I don't know if you guys are familiar with the red shirts the improv.
Oh
group.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
of course we are.
Every summer, yeah, every summer we do an annual sci-fi show at Broadway Comedy Club, and they've been our headliners. So I've been talking with them for weeks because they're like, well, how do we do this virtually? Because music lags, and you guys know the trouble of using music.
Yeah,
we spent the last 3 weeks. We spent the last 3 weeks beating the hell out of this technology. Also, big up to Jamal, because Jamal's in here somewhere. Jamal is the one who, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I go, dude, we want to test something. I know you're awake. Log on.
Amazing.
And he logs on.
Too funny.
And then he logs on and he goes, no, you're not doing that right. Do this. We figured out how to do live improv virtually with everyone in different places.
Yeah,
so knock on wood.
I think now we're all going to have to
knock on wood. Not only are we going to be able to do the regular live show on the pre-tape show, but we're going to do an entire salute to Deep Space Nine, completely live with suggestions from the audience.
Ooh. Oh wow!
And we figured out how to get the piano lag down to the point where the piano is in like Ohio and we're here. And
that's incredible.
So
that is not easy.
Work.
No, it's not hard to do.
Well, with my band, because I work as a musician. I'm like in 4 different bands, and one of the first things we tried to figure out to do is, can we rehearse virtually, or can we like the amount of money that we're all losing from not working, and entertainment will be one of the last things to come back. And we're like, all right, how do we still do like say weddings virtually or something, a way to make money? And the lag is the hardest thing to figure out. Yeah. We figured it out with at least one instrument.
Hey, it all has to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's still incredible.
Also, Anne-Marie, for you, I was going back and forth as to whether or not I was going to do this, but I decided earlier today I was going to do it because my new uniform showed up in the mail this morning, and I was like,
which is awesome.
I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, yay, okay, you know what? Since I have my new uniform, I'm going to do my idea. But I was still like 10% not going to do it, and then you made a comment during the opening ceremony about Vic Fontaine.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, okay. I said, yeah, okay, I'm doing a night at Vic's.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I listen to this one's from the heart every day.
So just so you know, the opening number is being done specifically, like the last straw to push it over to make it happen was you making your Vic Fontaine comment. So
happy.
Wow. All right. Well, Lawrence, thank you so much.
It's Friday night.
Thank you guys for putting
Friday night.
Friday night, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So
9 o'clock Eastern.
All the links are in the calendar.
Pacific.
Yeah, all the links are in the calendar, so make sure you guys check it out.
Hey, Marina,
thank you guys for putting this together. You guys are amazing.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Marina?
Yes.
Shout out. You ready?
Yes.
Remember we were talking about that theme song, right?
Yes.
The singer's here.
Oh,
Cam! Say hi, Cam! Go off mute.
Everybody, Cam Smith.
Cam Smith?
The extraordinary singer and songwriter and our editor, because we were in a whole lot of trouble without him. Say
yes,
hi.
yes.
How are you?
Cam, you want to say hi, or you just not? You go no. Oh, no. Well, you're talking on mute, so I'm just going to read your lips.
There we go. That's better. That's better.
No,
how embarrassing! I'm the editor and I'm on mute.
Yeah, but because of you, now I know when you're on mute. So.
Good point. Good point.
No, Cam, guys, Cam's awesome. I've known him for 7 years now. He and I
Maybe
are
8?
in the same. 8
Yeah.
Could be 8.
Could be. Yeah.
So we started with just going to conventions. After a couple years, we've done stuff like right before Vegas as a group, or we've met somewhere together. We have a group that's from the UK, the group's US and Canada. And anyway, Kim, you want to tell them about subspace transmissions? Because I plugged you once, but you can't do it any better than you can.
Oh, well, yeah, we just do a weekly Star Trek podcast. Jesse, you've been on it. Marina, we have to get you on at some point. And at some point, you know, I guess live in person at some point, whenever that is an option. But yeah, it's sort of an irreverent take on Star Trek where we kind of, as we say, tackle the best, worst, weirdest, wildest, and everything in between that Star Trek has to offer. So yeah, jump around. This week we did an episode actually on, we called it How to Fix Trek, which is maybe a title to, provoke some people. But really it was just about looking at, say, some of the movies that weren't great or episodes, and just figuring out like, are there minor changes we could have made that could have fixed this? And, every week we do something different. We do coverage of Picard, Discovery, all that stuff as well.
Okay. Well, Cam, again, we thanked you when you weren't here. We're going to thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And then,
Hey.
and then my
it
other
was fun
shout
putting
out.
that theme song together. So
Well,
it a blast.
that was the funnest thing I've done in a long time. So thank you for really, the theme song is kind of what sells us,
No.
All right, and one more shout out to Debbie Renke. I don't know, you're making dinner up in there, what you're doing, but I'm hungry now. Anyway, if you want to say hi, feel free.
I was just gonna listen. I had it on my phone, but God, you guys are having so much fun, and I was like, "That's it. I'm just gonna pop in and let Jesse know his stalkers here." But yeah, make dinner at the same time because it's only 7 here in California, so we haven't eaten yet.
Well, that's okay. Well, thanks for joining. So I'll turn it back over to Marina. I'm done picking on people.
Let's everybody else. I mean, we kind of went through an entire slew of folks that we know personally.
Pick on Jamal.
But folks,
Jamal's the best.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah. I'm sorry, I missed Jamal. Jamal, can you please chime in? Yeah, let's finish up, everybody.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jamal. Live in Brooklyn. Been a Star Trek fan pretty much my entire life. My mom watched Star Trek while she was carrying me, so I've never not watched Star Trek. So first convention was actually the 50th anniversary, Mission New York. Have yet to go to Vegas. This year might have been the first time, but that'll have to wait. But basically met Ed, Lawrence, and Marina through Mission New York as well as Homer, and I believe I've met Jesse as well. But yeah, and more recently Anne Marie, who I don't know where you get the energy.
It's like the Star Trek contact high. I love it.
Thank you. Literally, guys, thank you so much for joining us, because we did not expect quite a big crowd like that. But
we had 0 registrations this morning.
Yeah, so at some point it was like maybe nobody really. I mean,
we were supposed to register.
I registered this morning.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I kept trying and Jesse kept denying me.
It feels like a real convention because between all these events, I'm running around charging all my devices. I'm hard to catch your breath. So much fun stuff going on.
So my wife came in after work today, and she goes, and we were in the middle of the opening ceremony watching the panel. She goes, "So what are you doing after that's done?" And I went, "After that's done," and I went over and I grabbed my 4 pages of notes. I went, "Sweetie, here's my weekend." I was like, "Here are all the panels. Here are all the panels I'm doing." She goes, "I'm not going to see you till Monday." I went, "Pretty much."
Lest we forget, we have the entire week right now with Virtual Trek on, which is awesome. But next weekend is Virtual San Diego, which incidentally has at least, on top of my head, I can think of at least 5 or 6 different Trek-related events, which are going to be, seeing that this is, even though it's virtual, it's still San Diego, so chances are something's going to be announced. At least that's my hopes. That will probably blow.
I keep hearing rumors that that CBS had something big planned for Star Trek Universe, and losing San Diego is why they're not. San Diego being canceled kind of threw a monkey wrench in their plan, so that's why they're having such a big presence in the virtual con.
Yeah.
Well, Lawrence, didn't I tell you Star Trek Growler is coming?
For those of you that don't know, that's their ship that they're on.
That's a ship. Also, Galaxy Con is still doing stuff nonstop while everything else is happening.
Yeah, that thing never ends.
Yeah, I've been watching all of those.
Awesome though.
Yeah, that list that Lawrence mentioned, I keep adding to it every couple of days because things just keep popping up like mushrooms, which is amazing. It's wonderful.
The first couple ones you put up were I don't know, 4 things were happening, and I think the one you put up most recently at the beginning of the week was a whole
No, there were. It started creep up about, I'm gonna say, about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. There was already, it was a sizable list, which is why when I decided, I'm like, I need to really start listing it down, because it's impossible to keep track of it. It's not just
Mhm.
one thing, it's all these little different parties that are coming up. It's like, well, why don't we do Q&A? Why don't we do a reading? Why don't we do a performance, etc., etc. So yeah, it's fantastic. So let's see, I mean, we're certainly going to be busy for the next 2 weeks with everything else going on. I actually have some of the days when I have multiple things at the same time. I'm like, this is so like convention, but I'm sitting on my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I filled up a
All
calendar
right,
with all
so-
of this stuff, and you know, somebody mentioned it. Troy mentioned in the chat. Stage It was doing a CreationCon live Q&As, and bid it on one of the Zooms. I'm an Enterprise fan, so I got to you know, do a Zoom with Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating, and that was so much fun. And I made some friends out of the Star Trek fans in there that we've been keeping in touch on Twitter. So that was lovely. It's just been a lot of it this month, and it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest positive effect of this unfortunate situation, is that a whole lot of people, which we already heard tonight, those who do not have necessarily an opportunity to attend a real physical event, finally get the taste of it. And so I'm kind of hopeful that once things
like
do
me.
get exactly
Me
once
too.
things get back to
Like
some
me.
sort of, I don't know, you know, the
Normalcy.
used to be the normal convention circuit of the year, the virtual component will still remain, because this is
They
obviously
honestly
very
need to,
successful.
like, every convention when it does go back to normal needs to hire like 10 or 20 people who need to do this and
Live
keep it
stream
virtual.
from the event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And keep
Connor Trenier was in Brazil last year.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we have a convention. The year before was Doug Jones. It was fantastic.
Sweetheart.
In Brazil. So if you
So
want to
lovely.
come, you are invited.
Lawrence, you're absolutely
Not
right.
now, please.
Yeah.
I've been saying for years we need to do virtual, because there are a whole subset of the population of the fandom that cannot come.
Yeah, true.
Tiffany, I'm from Canada as well, from Winnipeg.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tiffany.
And Lawrence, my hat's off to you guys doing virtual stuff. We're doing that. Some theater folks out here are doing that, you know, with virtual table read style. So I've got some friends in that industry out here. I've been watching that, and just my hat's off to seeing how you guys are getting through that. Like, yeah. I'm out here. I'm involved in 3 different fan clubs, and I'm the newest, I believe I'm the newest member of a geek podcast, 2 Geek Girls. Check us out on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Share, because we're looking it up now.
Awesome. Check us out on Facebook. I am starting up a new chapter of Klingon Assault Group out here in Manitoba. So if you have any friends.
There's nothing wrong with more Klingons.
Yes, but I'm also part Vulcan.
Well, that's fine.
Very cool.
I'm also involved in Starfleet International and Soul Sector Command.
Wow.
Tiffany, there are 2 pages. There are 2 different pages that say 2 Geek Girls. One of them has Weeping Angels on it. Is that you?
No, I'm not one of the main girls. No, I'm just one of the. And I actually see some of my Soul Sector folk in the group. And no, we're the purple background.
Purple background. Okay.
Yep. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 9 p.m. Central. We broadcast.
Got it.
Well,
the other one had a half-naked Chris. What's his name? The Captain America and a Weeping Angel. I don't know what that was about.
Oh, that's my other show.
That's a whole.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
Yeah,
that's not your kind of show.
That's the after hours.
After hours.
You know, and like for me, I just
I love fandom. I started. What is that? Oh, sorry, my comm device is acting up. Give me 1 second. Sorry, technical difficulties over here. We've got the environmental controls going.
It can't possibly be as bad as what happened to poor Sarah earlier today.
Oh my god!
That was bad.
I was laughing. That poor guy.
I was laughing too.
Oh, please catch me up because I actually unfortunately missed the beginning of this because I was stuck at work.
He just kept getting.
Yeah.
He just kept freezing.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no!
I think Sirik was. I think in an hour panel, Sirik was in maybe 6 minutes of it. But what
And
made
he had
it
6
really
different names.
6 different names. 6
Yeah,
different
the names
locations.
was funny.
But what made it really funny is that he had a ceiling fan directly behind
And
him.
it kept.
So you could tell. You could tell
kept freezing
instantaneously when something was wrong because the fan would go.
And everybody in the next panel was watching that ceiling fan, not realizing it had been pre-recorded and there was just another live chat. It was the 7th rule from 3 days ago, and everyone's like, "Let's in the chat. Let's watch the panel to see the fan to see if he gets kicked out." And I was like,
It was a totally live chat, and I kept saying it was Jake Yo-Yo Cisco.
and I made the comment during opening ceremonies: the Obsidian Order is not pleased. You should not have discussed their mission logs.
That's the
I
funny
do
thing.
know that
It actually worked well when he said Garrick was jamming him.
That was that's why I said it, and I ended it with "Ducat's not dead" because I'm also a member of the Mark Alamo Facebook page.
I do remember I had a
my
friend of
God,
mine
that's
called
what
me
we should
today from LA. He said that they were having internet problems. I don't know if it was one of the internet providers and then Verizon. There were all sorts of problems over there. So I could see it being interesting if you're trying to broadcast from there.
I don't know if
But
it
I
was
was
just
looking
me,
at
but toward the end, it looked like Ryan was having issues too. I could hear him fine, but the video was going at warp speed and his voice was normal. So like his voice was talking, but his video was doing this match headroom thing on my computer.
Yeah, it was the same thing here.
So that Sarah could come in, and when he tried to come back in, he ended up getting the same problem that Sarah was having.
It looks like I should have taken the whole day off work. Maybe.
What it was that little lightning thing from that episode that was jumping from system to system.
The little puppy. The little puppy.
The puppy.
Yeah,
exactly.
the little puppy.
Hey, I did step out.
Ryan's fault.
I did step out a minute. Kaz, I just noticed you. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hi.
I haven't
Kaz.
Yes. I haven't seen her forever.
The whole time.
You've been hiding under your New York hat. I was like, wait a minute.
She was being sneaky too. She said hello to me
Kaz,
in
I
the
feel
chat.
like I haven't seen you in forever. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing okay. How are you? I miss you guys.
We miss
We're
you.
not dead yet.
I'm trying. I mean, I'm not trying.
Oh, I haven't seen you forever, so I miss my New York people.
Yeah, so do I.
We miss you.
Anytime you want to come back, we'll have a party somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll find a place.
I'm
We
going
don't
to
know
hold
where
you to
yet.
that, Captain.
We don't know where yet, but we'll find a place.
We'll find a
Six
we'll
6
walk.
feet away. 6 feet away.
Well, I don't think she's traveling until it's over. So.
Distance.
Oh, I'm not traveling until it's over.
It's over. So yeah. So
Social
there'll be plenty of hugs later.
Can't wait. I miss all my hugs. I miss all my people. I miss my Growler family. I miss my New York family.
Sherry, can I say I'm loving your Picard uniform, by the way.
Thank you. And yours.
Thank you.
Cool.
That was cool.
Is that from?
This is the first time I'm seeing a later DS9, Nemesis uniform up close. This is awesome.
Thank you.
And that's brand
This
new.
literally came in the mail this morning, like at 9 o'clock. This is from the same company that I'm pretty sure did Sherry's uniform, because they're the only ones really doing stuff right now.
Yeah, I just got my Deep Space Nine a day or two ago. but I think I ordered the wrong size because it's a little large.
I love
No,
it.
do you know what I've
fantastic.
noticed? Do you know what I've noticed when I put this on today? It's also really weird seeing myself in blue because I'm normally wearing red. Is that they've actually cut them larger than, especially for a Chinese company, they've cut them a little larger than normal because, and I messaged Jamal, I messaged them after and asked them directly because they're making them so that the vest will fit under it once they make the vest.
Yeah.
Because everyone asked about them making the matching vest, and they said yes, we're going to do it. So they automatically assumed everyone's going to wear them as a 3-piece uniform, as opposed to like when you normally buy it, they buy them fitted because you've never seen them on at the same time. So they actually cut this big on purpose. Because I ended up messaging them and asking them.
Actually, Avery wore them a lot together. Every time
he was the
only one who wore them
who
together.
did.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how he did that.
I think it was one of those things where they designed it to be that way, realized very quickly that it was uncomfortable and inconvenient. So they did it the first time when they introduced it with Avery. And then I think they only did it once again, and that was in the Pale Moonlight.
In the Pale Moonlight, Rocks and Shoals, he had both on when they were on the desert planet.
Yeah, Rocks
and Shoals. They actually originally gave him a different type of jacket, so he could wear both.
Yeah.
The one that went straight down with no cuffs.
Yeah, but I remember reading somewhere that the times you see him in it, he's almost always taking them off and taking off layers, especially in the Pale Moonlight, because from a writing and character point of view, he starts off the episode completely put together, and by the end, he's like shirt open, drink in his hand, but I can live with it. Fuck you.
Material, it worked. He was getting stressed out. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things I've actually seen, and it blew my mind because the person who did it wasn't a Star Trek fan. Their father was. I heard someone. I was at an audition at Ripley Greer Studios in New York for a show, and I heard the monologue coming out of the door, like a door ahead of me, and I went, "No, that can't be right."
No.
I was like, I'm not hearing it, and I'm hearing bits and pieces, and I went, it's my imagination. I've got Trek on the brain. I've lost my mind, But then it got to the end where it went, but I can't live with it. And I went, oh my God. So the guy comes out, I went, did you just do a monologue from Deep Space Nine? And he goes, yeah, you knew it? I went, yeah. Because I'm not a Star Trek fan, but my dad watches that episode, and I loved it. I said, do they know it's a monologue from Deep Space Nine? They said, no. I told them it was from an off-Broadway play called In the Pale Moonlight.
I'd like to know where you got those uniforms at.
I posted the link. I'll post it again. I put the link in the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah. But it's a really great company. It's funny. They've been around it's July, right? They've only been around a year, and they've only been around for
about 2 years now.
About
less
2
than
years.
2 years. They came in last
Discovery.
right before Discovery came out. It's a really good. I think this is. Nope, hold on. That's the wrong link. I'm posting it now. They came out a couple years ago, right around the time that CBS and Viacom and Paramount had locked down everybody. And they were like, nobody can do anything with our properties anymore, ever. And then this one little quiet company came up, and the only thing they were doing were the Discovery version of the TOS uniforms. Because nobody else was doing them. So the Pike #1 Spock uniforms. But they did something that I've never seen any company do in like all the years I've been doing this, is that they asked people, how do we do this correctly? What are the measurements? Should this be there? And then they did a draft and said, is this right? Is it not? No. Okay. And then they went back and changed it. And they did this for the first couple of weeks. And I said, okay, when this is finally done, I want to see how much this is going to cost. And then they put it up, and I was like, wait, that's it? That's your price point? It's that cheap? Okay, this is going to be garbage when we get it. I'm going to order one. We got it. And I got it. And I went, oh my God, this is actually really well made and under $50. And I emailed them personally. I went, look, I said, my name is so-and-so. I own this company in New York. And I'm like in the top echelons of like every single fan group based out of New York City. If you can make this rock, I can guarantee you I can put this in front of like hundreds of eyes. Yeah. And then little by little, word of mouth built up. Case in point, when they did their first Discovery Blue uniform, the shade was off. When they corrected it, after Discovery Season 2 came out and they corrected it, made it darker, They went back and resent everyone who had bought the old version. They sent them new versions of the uniform free of charge.
That's cool.
Also, the
definitely
Picard alternate jacket with the gray T-shirt. They did the T-shirt wrong. The shoulders. They sent out the wrong ones and then sent the replacement and said keep the old one too.
Yeah. So they could have stopped with that. But then they did something else I've never seen. They said, "What do you want us to make?" They said, "If you give us an idea and can prove at least 10 people want it, we will put it into production." So I basically wrote, and Jamal and Ed, anyone, and Cass, they all know this. I've got a list of uniforms that will never be commercially made because they're all from minor episodes. And I basically gave them my whole list of minor uniforms. The Drive uniform from Voyager.
Voyager Racing uniform.
The Voyager Racing uniform, which I've been trying to get made for years. There's no patent for it. It's not commercial. Regular seamstresses don't want to do it because they have to build it from scratch off the screen. I gave that to them. They did it. I said the Deep Space Niners uniform. Nobody was doing it. Now they did two versions of it.
I'm so getting it.
the Picard suede jacket uniform. I said there's either the Anovos one that cost my rent or the really cheap one on eBay. And they sat there and they did it. And when they made the mistake, they corrected it. And it's really good quality. So and then someone said, well, black and grays, because nobody makes the black and grays anymore. I'm honestly stunned that CBS and Viacom haven't shut. I said, they're going to hit critical mass. Marina, you know this. You're going to hit critical mass. You're going to see them at all the conventions. And I know now they're at their point where they're being seen.
Yeah.
And CBS is going to lock them down. And so far, knock on wood, they're still hanging in there. So.
And now they're working on Monster Maroon.
And now they're working on the Monster Maroon.
That is going to be a clusterfuck, though.
It's going to take them forever, but
the black and grays was a year to develop. It's going to take them 2 years to get something passable out, and there's no way they can do it for under $100.
You know what though? It's
$100.
I'm surprised they kept this under $100, as well as they also made this one, which is cool. They made this one. Remember how Anovos had the regular one where you had to buy every jacket for every division, and then they had the premier one, which cost even more, but had the removable cuffs? They made this one with the removable cuffs. So the cuffs actually come off.
You get a jacket and 3 cuffs.
So you buy 1 jacket and 3 cuffs, and then all you have to do is buy the division shirts.
Very cool. I think the best.
That's fantastic.
I think the best explanation I heard for a uniform shortage, change, whatever you want to call it, is after the Generations movie, or maybe it was First Contact. One of the DS9 folks can jump on and catch me for this because I know they discussed it. But I heard that they were planning on having in future the guys at headquarters in the TNG uniforms and everyone in space in the DS9 original uniforms before they went to the one that you're wearing, Lawrence.
Damn.
Yeah, the actual plan was in Generations. They were going to change the uniform completely. And it was going to be double-breasted with a black collar, red shirt with the pips on the collar, on the cuff. But they couldn't get the fit right, and it took them a couple of seasons to get the TNG suits right. So they threw away all the development uniforms for every main character in Generations and Voyager, and developed the Deep Space Nine ones. And then they borrowed O'Brien's uniform, Cisco's uniform. They made one for Data and they made one for Picard, and that was it. Everyone else wore their Next Generation uniform.
Yep.
Isn't the Lower Decks uniform an abandoned concept from Next?
It's very close to that movie. It's not quite that movie, but it's very close to what that movie was going to look like.
Yeah, Ed's absolutely right.
I like the Lower Decks uniform. I love that people are already doing like home cosplays of them and it hasn't even been released yet.
Isn't it amazing how it gets faster and faster and faster? With Discovery, it was like, oh my goodness, that was the fastest. And then
it
of
only
course,
takes like 1 30-second, teaser.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Picard trailers started to appear, and it happened even faster. And now with the cartoon, it's happening even faster.
When the trailer came, when the first teaser came out weeks ago, people were like, "Start making uniforms." I'm like, you do realize that, like, they may make changes. Like when with a normal live action show, when they show a teaser, sometimes when the episode comes out, the costumes look different because they've made giant changes. With animation, it's a whole lot easier for them to change stuff. Let's wait.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's a wonderful teaser, but if they decide between now and August to go,
Just erase it.
All of a sudden, they look like the Picard early gen uniforms.
Yeah.
Or they're all in scants.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing Maria. I think I remember seeing a bunch of 7 of 9s, like of the new 7 of 9s before Picard ever premiered. And I saw a few like the Picard black leather jackets. Remember New York Comic Con? They had the
they had the exhibit.
The exhibit, and there were people who had done homemade ones based purely off of like the promotional photos.
Yeah,
who
they
were up there like
they
shooting.
stripped that teaser like screen by screen.
Yeah.
And I remember in the cosplay groups, they were like, "Did you catch this? Like, 2 minute, 30-second frame, and what is this?" And I was just like, I don't know that I could do that.
Honestly,
no. I was witness to a very detailed discussion. People were trying to figure out what the La Sirena's badge pin thing was.
pin, yeah.
And then somebody guessed. They were like, "Oh my goodness, it is the mermaid in that negative space. That's what it is, La Sirena." And it blew everybody's mind. And then
really?
That's what it was, yeah.
I know, it blew my mind.
And then they confirmed it officially.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Then someone found out that there was a company, which company made the jacket that Picard wears in the show. It's a place out of Canada. So somebody ordered one, and then it came, and they started sporting it. So
Conquered.
But they didn't find out until like 2 weeks before this whole outbreak started, and shipping got cut off. So people had
it's
to
like
wait
the
a couple
disco.
months to get it.
It's like the disco Nike sneakers, the blue Nikes, the blue running shoes that they use in Star Trek Discovery, that are made by Nike. And like I guess Discovery bought like the last 20 or 30 pairs, and then Nike decided to discontinue them. And then right after they discontinue them, everyone and their cousin went, "Well, we want to buy them because they're on the show." So like you can only find them like on eBay resellers for like 3-4 times what they were originally worth.
$1,000 sneakers sometimes.
Yeah, no.
I went and bought the 3 uniforms for Picard, the later ones, not the one that we see Raffi and him wearing in that flashback scene, but at the end of season 1, and I'm still waiting to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
It's going back and forth. Like I ordered this uniform months ago. They ended up, they're normally not that far behind. Once they finished production, I ordered this like the day it came out. But then COVID happened, which stopped their shipping. Their shipping picked up on the China-Asia side, but then everything would get to America and be sitting in warehouses and get stuck over here. Because our mail system stopped.
I reordered a gift for my mom for Mother's Day, and she got both of them, the original and the reorder, within 3 days.
No.
Just this last week. She phoned me just before I jumped on here, and I'm laughing. She's like, "Did you order 2 of them?" I'm like, "No, that's the reorder. You got the reorder 3 days ago." Like, really?
Yeah. So like this came in, I think, 2 days before everything shut down. So it's like, oh, okay.
You got lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a sharp-looking uniform, I gotta say.
Well, the thing is, with COVID-19 going on, shipping is very slow.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's going to take months, if not over a year, for it to recover. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that is one of the better. That is one of the better TMP uniforms that I've seen.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't
So
good.
for you cosplayers, so my first cosplay I ordered from somewhere on eBay. And it was cool when I ordered it. And then I went to Vegas in August. How do y'all deal with the heat? Because there is no, unless you're doing, you know, a Ryza thing, which I will not do.
Well,
they are all too hot.
You know,
Join the
I
Scan Club.
can't speak for anyone else, but I spend my entire life on stage, underneath stage lights in costume. So I've kind of just conditioned myself to go, yes, I'm hot, and deal with it.
Like, and when I put on that Greena outfit when I was like that green Uhura.
Right.
I don't know how you women wear dresses. I'll tell you right now.
Try being Scottish in Vegas in August.
I went to Vegas in August and it was like 116 degrees. Got off the plane.
Yes, don't go outside in August. In
No, you
Vegas.
don't.
I live here. I can't help it.
Like it, but it's super thin. Like, it's literally so thin. Yeah, it does get hot a little bit because it is shiny, but you know, it's an odd. And someone complimented me in the comments, so thank you. But it's my part of my Klingon uniform. It's actually a nod to TOS with a little spin because I have matching pants unlike them who do black pants, and it's actually Goran skin in my backstory.
Nice.
Scaled. Because my ship is set in the time of Picard, so post Klingon Goran War.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But in Vegas, in the hotels, they have a lot of air conditioning, so I guess with that, it helps to wear the costumes that you wear.
Well, that's true. But also in the hotels, if you go outside on the strip and walk down the street, they have like these little misters.
The
Yeah, they
Mr.
do.
Spritzer things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
I think the warmest environment I've ever been to in a convention, probably Dragon Con last year. Jamal, you were there, and I mean, it was pushing 100 easily during the week we were down there. And normally I dealt with most of my costumes, but I think the day I wore Green Arrow, which is like head to toe leather, I think the day we did that, once the photo shoot was done, I was like, I'm out of this outfit. I got up in the morning, I went to do something, I did like whatever panels, and then we had a big DC photo shoot, and once that DC photo shoot was done, and I'm pretty sure I changed into like a TOS Star Trek, just a light shirt and pants, because I was like, I don't want any jackets, any makeup, any nothing. I want something comfortable. And I think I switched into like a TOS uniform and just called it a day.
So Lawrence, now that I'm in Atlanta, you guys can hang out at my house or anything. So I didn't go to Dragon Con last year, and we're canceled this year. But next year, my house is open.
I don't want to go to Atlanta.
You know what? We'll take you up on that because it was like 5 of us last year.
Oh yeah, and the prices are worse than Vegas. So I mean, I looked at it, and because downtown's only like 15-20 minutes from here, and the rooms during Dragon Con were like $200 to $300 a night. I'm like, I'll just stay at my house.
Oh, Dragon Con weekend also lands on that football weekend.
Oh yeah.
And while y'all are talking about staying cool in cosplay, here I am in Manitoba. Our big convention season is October to New Year's. Dead of winter, like think Rura Pente. And so
From New Hampshire, it gets pretty cold up here too.
How do you stay? It's like you gotta stay warm. So it's like, oh. So I'm jealous of all you trying to stay cool.
See, I find cold cosplays to be like the other side. Like sometimes,
It's freezing in the casinos.
Well, that's the thing. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, like when it's cold outside, like for New York Comic Con, not that it hasn't gotten cold in a couple years, but say like 5 years ago, we actually had a really cold one. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to wear Green Arrow.
Yeah.
It's head to toe leather, so I'll be warm for the day. And then once you get inside the convention center, they've got the heat on, and it's like, start taking stuff off. It's the exact opposite.
It's like a million degrees in there.
You're like, you're in 18 layers of costumes, and then when you walk inside, it's an oven inside the convention center. Then you get into like the main hall. There's 5,000 nerds who have forgotten to shower.
Don't know what the deodorant is.
I want to be there.
And a big chunk of that convention center is basically a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. And it's all glass. I used to walk around singing this. There was this song from Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. And my grandmother used to sing it to me when she thought I would come in like messy, and I'd try to like go in the kitchen, and my grandmother would look at me, she'd go, and she would sing this song. It goes, soap and water, toothbrush and a comb, you should learn to use it or you'll be alone. Go upstairs now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I saw that.
That was my grandmother's way of going, you have been out in the street for the last 4 hours. Don't sit at that table like you're getting dinner. Take your butt upstairs and clean your butt and clean your ass off.
And now you found the #1 advantage of virtual cons.
My wife will tell you, I will walk by people at a convention and I'll be like, do, 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 do.
Lawrence, if I ever meet you at a convention, I will know why you are humming that.
You and I will never meet.
He's never hummed it to me.
It's one thing when it's 9 o'clock at night and you've been at the con all day, and you've been, especially like say Vegas, you've been walking around all day, you've been in your costume all day, you've been in panels all day, you're on like your 4th party, dinner, drinking. That's okay. When the doors opened at 9 and it's only like the 11:30 a.m. panel on Thursday.
Yeah, but think about the like the traditional cons have that game room. So they have like the board game room and the video game room, and they're open 24/7.
Oh,
I recommend you don't go in there.
No, you don't go in
the
there.
first day.
You know what, Jesse? I had never seen that until last year at Dragon Con, and it blew my mind.
Oh, it is amazing.
I didn't even know it existed, and then I was talking to somebody at 2 a.m. They're like, "We're going to the game room." I went, "What game room?" They went, and it was like three days in. Like, what game room? They're like, the one across the street at the American Hotel. We walked over there, and I'm thinking it's 2:30 in the morning. It'll be empty, and it was packed to the gills, hundreds of games.
Those people walk in there and never leave.
I get it though; those games are addictive.
How well they should have some portable showers or something.
So are showers.
A Febreze person to just Febreze the whole place.
They should have somebody. They should have somebody who walks around with like a Febreze bottle. Oh, I got it. I got it. No.
Those misters.
No. It just popped in my head. Do you guys watch
inside with Febreze?
No, wait. Have you guys watched Snowpiercer?
Yes.
Yeah.
The new Snowpiercer. They need to have a bunch of people in hospitality cosplays, and they just walk around and go.
Could walk around and hand out air fresheners. Just put them on.
Mr. What's the
ear.
character's name? Mr. Wyndham, Mr. Warden, the guy who runs the train.
Wilford.
Mr. Wilford. They just need to walk by and go, like, courtesy of Mr. Wilford, and then walk off.
No. You need the misters from Vegas inside shooting Febreze in different flavors everywhere.
Oh, no.
I have a friend of mine.
People going.
I'm not saying.
I have a friend of mine from Oklahoma City, Karen, and when I first went to convention, I didn't know what the heck was going on, and we connected. Michael Wynn connected us in Oklahoma City all the way from New York, and she told me this simple rule that I followed. She's like, okay, so you need at least 2 meals a day, at least 4 hours of sleep, and at least 1 shower a day.
Every day.
That has been my salvation. So anyone asks me for con advice, I don't tell them about which panel or who to see or whose line's on. I'm like, take a shower at least once a day.
Yep.
2 meals, at least 2 meals, because you're gonna die if you don't do all this stuff.
Actually, I've gone by on 1 meal a day and alcohol.
I've literally seen people have. I saw someone who had one of those like. I wish I could remember what movie it was from. It's this movie about this woman. She had a little bag and she reached in and she had everything in there. She got like a little thing of toothpaste, a little thing of spritz, whatever you need. She's like, hold on, I've got you. The thing, and like it's just like a little emergency bath bathing kit with mini toothbrush, mini soap, mini toothpaste, a little spritzer during the day of the convention, just to like freshen up and keep on
So
going.
do you know, Marina, you know who does that, right?
My Go Kit since I was 14.
I'll tell you.
Oh, see, okay, that's what he has a name.
So,
got it.
Marina,
Yeah.
you know who does that, right? Yesenia. She
Oh,
makes
yeah.
these kits for us with like
she comes ready with like little thing.
with the orange or emergency thing and hand wipes and all that stuff. And she like just, I don't know how, because she's a nurse. So I suspect she's probably just trying to make sure we don't all die. But
And she doesn't have to work.
And she has this kit she gives out at every convention I've been in since her first one. And it is actually a blessing because I did not think about that emergency until she gave it to me. And now I'm addicted to it because it keeps me healthy. So.
You were talking about what people need to have going on. Have somebody with what looks like a phaser blasting those.
That'd be great if it weren't for most conventions non-functioning weapon rules.
You know, all we really need to do is like just make it fun, right? So, you know, we go up to someone who, you know, sets off the odor thing a little bit and just go, you know, there's this place that has the sonic showers. Just spray them down the minute they walk in.
Jesse, what about just decon gel?
Oh, the decon
That's
gel.
enterprise. You don't want to do that.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me think about it a second. Oh. Yes. When I get arrested in my next convention, it will be because Cam Smith reminded me to take decon gel. To, you know.
and I'll be the one that calls the cops.
You guys want to talk about cops
cool.
and conventions?
Wait a minute. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question. Okay, I have a decon gel question because I just did a rewatch of Enterprise.
Oh God.
You know what? When I never hated on Enterprise except for the theme song a little bit, but I never hated on Enterprise. I didn't think it was up to the level of the other ones, but I never hated on it. But upon rewatching, you know, I'm appreciating it a whole lot more. I've always liked season 3 though. I always thought season 3 was awesome. I thought people hated on season 3 because they were already used to hating on it, so they just kept hating on it. But like Enterprise came on once I was out of school and I think in the military and on ships, so I wasn't watching it every single day like as a kid. So like by the time I watched like Enterprise, I was behind the scenes. Anyway, my point is, so they come out of the shuttlecraft, right? They put the decon gel on, right? And then the sensors or the radiation does whatever it does with the decon gel, and then when they're done, they come out. Where does the decon gel go?
Back into the storage locker.
No, evaporates.
They never show them. They never show them like
doesn't
rubbing
it just? Couldn't it be just like hand sanitizer?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, like hand sanitizer. Just kind of.
That's some really thick hand sanitizer. That stuff is
You
like.
in that one episode of with Tucker and T'Pol, they do show them getting pretty hot with it.
Yeah,
I think they did that more than once.
So I think we can
That's what happened when you let networks
from
execs
that
do
because that
things.
was
Elaine.
pretty early in the series that going forward that's how it goes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you rub like it's not like they rub it in and it.
Exactly, Mark.
The UV light reacts with it and it absorbs into the skin.
No, Lawrence, it's a very
Put
gentle.
the decon
it's
gel
a-
on the
it's
skin,
a-
or else it gets the hook.
It's the hose.
Lawrence, it's a very gentle rub. You don't even have to work it in. You just seductively.
Oh, Tucker works
on the
it.
ears. On the ears. Yeah. That's where it is.
Oh my God, that would be.
But this is what I'm saying. Like after they were done being decontaminated, did the gel evaporate? Did they get it on the? Or did they have to like? Or did they go back to the cabinet and suddenly have to wash it?
Just imagine, guys. Just imagine the Ferengi decon gel. Just saying. Think about the ears.
Uma.
I gotta go make some.
Uma. What's going on? Welcome to Star Trek After Dark.
After Quark.
That's a great charity thing.
What's going on?
It really is Umox gel.
Hello.
Welcome to tonight's
Put
episode
out
of
a
Lights
line.
Out at 10:04.
That's
3
my-
a.m. at Quarks.
Quartet
Speaking
is
of
written into
course.
everyone's contract. It doesn't matter what time it is.
Surely should do that. They should put out bottles of hand sanitizer and call it decon gel.
Well, you know what? By the time we get to whatever the first convention is sometime next year, I'm sure there's going to be
plenty
stuff like that.
A lot of it.
I would not be
I
surprised
hope
if
somebody hears this and picks that up. Like, seriously.
I hope somebody hears this and don't pick it up so that I can do it and make some money.
I'm already trademarking it.
Well, last year at Vegas, we had the craft swap group, and Yez bought a couple of those fishbowl containers of little bottles of Purell and put them on the table, and everybody could help themselves to them. And now I have it, and I keep refilling it. But so somebody has done it, and it's, you know, it was a great little thing for her to do.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at what Mark put in the chat.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Don't judge.
Oh yeah.
It is definitely after dark here.
Oh my gosh. I am so happy we did this tonight. I really wasn't sure that I would be up for it, but I've been avoiding online stuff just because it makes me sad when it's done because I can't hug anyone, but so far so good.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't be able to hug you anyway. You're in Atlanta.
Yeah, you hug your computer.
That's all right. I don't know.
Wait, let me get my decon gel.
Get that.
Well, honey, you better be hosing me down completely because I'm.
I'm hoping I'm not going to be overwhelmed by this convention because it's 7 days or whatever versus like just one day.
Oh, 7 days.
No walking. So
To be honest, this is the most of all the virtual conventions I've seen, not GalaxyCon notwithstanding, because they seem to have, they're kind of doing it like a TV show. This is the most ambitious. Most of them have been like 2 or 3 days max,
right?
And then calling it like just seeing
is
them do this
full out.
ambitious.
Jesse, remember when we had the talk with Ryan when, you know, this whole thing, it's a pity that Anne-Marie left. Maybe she would have known a little bit more behind the scenes, but it sounded like people just started coming up with ideas. And instead of somebody kind of saying, well, let's just stop and concentrate on this, everybody was like, great, let's do it.
Yeah, another day.
I totally like this.
Yeah, Ryan really took it and ran with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, he did, and I mean, I'm happy he did. Like, the sad part of it is I can't. Well, I could have, but I didn't take time off work because I didn't think I'd be sitting in front of my computer 7 days or whatever. But like, it's nice to know that when I'm not having to be at work, I can just chime in or listen in or watch.
Yeah.
Something different.
You working from home, Jesse?
Yep.
I got to travel to work every day.
Please stay safe, Ed.
Actually,
Hey Ed, you still have work?
Yeah, I still have work. Sorry.
Right before this went crazy, I worked for a hospital system, which is why I moved to Georgia. I was working for a hospital system here in Atlanta, and I took another job, went on a cruise, and then this whole thing happened. So everybody that I worked with in that hospital system has just been overwhelmed, and a couple of them have gotten infected. It's just been crazy because I'm a computer guy, and they've got people like me going to the hospitals to provide extra support and stuff like that. And you know, I'm not trained to be in a hospital. Like, if I walked into the hospital with my ID and I had to do it once a month, they'd be like, "Where's the towels? Where's the sheets?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not a nurse."
I'm a tech, not a doctor, damn it.
I tell you where the computer is. I don't know where any of that stuff is. And like, I feel for them. But now I started working from home and I kind of feel bad because I could have helped a little bit more. But the work at home has been more relaxing because I would just be totally stressed every day having to leave my house. And I just couldn't do it. After getting back from the cruise, pneumonia, and the people getting sick just by standing there, I would be too freaked out. I'm like, I need some Xanax every day.
I actually have to schedule an operation, so.
Yeah. several members of my family were supposed to have several procedures done this year, and along with everything else, both fun and professional, just the entire year went sideways.
Yeah. Fortunately, mine's an overnight stay, but I mean, still.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to go to get my eyes checked because thank you everybody. Since I lost weight, my blood pressure went down and my eyes prescriptions changed. Just throwing it out there. Lost a lot of weight. But I went to the doctor, to the optometrist, and they won't even let you in. You have to call, and then they'll let you in, and then they make you like bathe in hand sanitizer. And then they even have like when you get a pen to sign whatever, they take the pen that you have.
Throw it away.
No, they put it into this thing called dirty pens. I'm like, it's like decon gel. I want to make jokes, but I don't. And I mean, they are so careful. And I was
Actually,
like, I don't know I just don't know that I can deal with that too much.
When I went to go voting a couple of weeks ago, they gave them to you. They were just like, no, you know, they gave you, it was a pen with the rubber tip for using it on a digital screen and a real pen. And when it was done, they were like, no, keep them. They're disposable this year. You don't have to give them back.
Wow. That's crazy.
I'm like, but this is an iPad stylus. This is expensive. Then we know. They're like, it's yours. I'm like,
yeah, send us the hospital bill for getting this thing. So just take the pen.
Well, you guys think that's bad. Try being disabled and using a wheelchair, going down the street, and people think like you have cooties.
Yeah, that's rough.
I actually had somebody pull out a can of Lysol and started spraying me.
That's crap.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's like,
wow.
I feel bad it happened, but not surprised at all because I've
That's
seen some
one of the
crazy stuff.
reasons why, like, I'm also in a chair. That's one of the reasons why I, not just to protect myself physically, but mentally from that kind of stuff, am strict, not leaving the house for anything unless I have to. I've even had, you know, I've moved phone appointments. I've had in-home procedures for some things. We're lucky enough to have service here where you can get blood work done in the home. I've had that done a few times. So yeah, like, because you don't, I've even had, you know, people ask me, you know, over video chat.
Yeah, we have one dentist office, not mine, in the area that does, I've never heard of this before, y'all. Now I gotta admit, I had to ask about it, but it's Tele Dentistry. So
how in the world?
You know, I asked the question.
I don't want to know.
I posted it on my Facebook. I'm like, how do you do this? How? And apparently, you can do a Zoom into your dentist, and he makes you point your phone wherever, and you know.
The resolution is so poor. How can you make out anything? That's like, what I'm wondering about.
Well, and like, you can't like, I don't know. I'm just saying it's out there. Because,
it is out there.
Technology's getting a little crazy.
Too much for me.
So meanwhile, my doctor. Meanwhile, my doctor doesn't let me go into the office. My doctor won't let me do televisits because one of my ailments is high blood pressure, and he has to take it. I'm like, so I have to go into the office to get my blood pressure taken, but the dentist can evaluate my teeth for cavities? I don't get it.
Well, they have remote blood pressure monitors now.
Yeah. My smartwatch saved me for that. Connect to Samsung Health. You know, my doctor can log in if he chooses.
It's crazy. All right, so guys, I'm gonna do a time check. We've got 15 minutes before our stuff is supposed to end, and I know that I have to like get some work done for work. So we can leave this running for everybody who's here. Marina, I'm sure you're okay with that, right? We can just let it run, and the last person will
in case you want to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think it was scheduled for originally for like 2 hours. So, and that's what we've been almost chatting for that long, which is kind of almost shocking.
I'm amazed. I honestly thought, you guys have hung in there. I honestly thought, I thought this is how it was going to go. Like, you know, people will join it first, and then like second hour maybe to work, and then like the third hour it'd be like everybody who forgot to turn off their computer, and Marina. So thank you for hanging in there with us.
Anything for you, my man.
Can I jump in real quick? Because Jesse and Marina, you guys have such a great, like, I'm sure everyone will agree, this just true love of the fandom and convention fandom in particular.
Absolutely.
Listening to you guys talk about it is fun, is engaging. You don't need any fancy tricks or, you know, anything like that. Like, you guys just love it so much and so genuinely that's why you have so many people here. So, like, great job, guys. Seriously.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Dan,
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
You guys, Star Trek fans, are the greatest people on the planet, bar none.
Amen to that, Glenn.
That is true. So, Dan Deevey, I wanted to give you a chance to kind of talk about Gaze in Space before we sign off. Because I've given other people chances to plug their stuff, and I just I had to go to the bathroom and then I lost track. So anyway. So go ahead, Dave.
Oh, how dare you go to the bathroom?
Priorities, man. Priorities.
TMI.
Thank you, Jesse.
Well, that's what we heard when we forgot to go on mute.
I mean, I really loved kind of watching this and being a fly on the wall. And, you know, not to plug anything or whatever, this has just been really great. But if you're going to ask,
what's coming up, Dan?
What's coming up? Okay, this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have John Billingsley and Robert Picardo joining us for another Gaze in Space virtual celebration, and we have the band 5 Year Mission performing. They performed live to tape in their individual homes, edited together into a video, and we're gonna play it live when we're broadcasting. And afterwards, we're gonna bring them in so they can chat with Billingsley and Picardo, because it's already begun. If any of you guys follow us on Twitter, you've seen Billingsley and Picardo kind of going back and forth, where I posted the info, this is happening. Billingsley responded, Bob Picardo, WTF, I thought the restraining order was still valid. Picardo jumped in and was like, it is. I've granted you a waiver just one more time. Don't abuse it. And it just kept going. It's going to be a blast. I don't know how I'm possibly going to moderate it. I think I'm just going to step out the way and kind of let them, you know,
like they do in Vegas. They just make the monitor walk away. So
exactly.
But Dan, if you would go ahead and post a link to whatever on the chat here so people can see it.
Billingsley drops F words all the time.
Oh well. Well, even when he's not on stage. I mean, I've talked to the guy.
Drops him once he's able to. He drops him once he's able to get in. Billingsley is kind of like Sirach with the technology.
There's actually a campaign on one of the other Facebook groups I'm on. If John is listening to this or anybody in that group is listening to this, I'm gonna plug this too, since I've plugged like everything else I'm involved in tonight. Star Trek shit posting is actually trying to get John to join because of his GalaxyCon stuff.
Yes.
You go, girl.
Star Trek shit posting.
Oh, we're hilarious. Look us up on Facebook.
It's hilarious.
I've seen them before.
Actually, for those of you that have been to Star Trek Las Vegas, one of our mods was a cosplayer that got a lot of attention at Star Trek Vegas.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so we, the other thing, just real quick, the thing that we do at every Gaze in Space virtual celebration is we set it up so that the actors are in a room, everyone who's attending is watching, but then we bring people who have questions into the room. So it's not like a thing where we just read your questions. You come on camera and talk to them and ask your questions and they respond.
So you like the Sid City thing?
I'm sorry?
You do like the Sid City thing?
Oh,
where
yeah.
Sid does that, he brings them.
Exactly, yes. That's what, except we try to get through a few more people than Sid does. Sid goes through like 3 or 4, but I'm just like, I want to give this opportunity to as many people as possible. So it's kind of like, get in there, ask your question, wrap it up, because somebody else wants to talk.
Turn with Sid. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
I had a turn. I got to talk to Sid a couple weeks ago. It was great. I've been watching that for a really long time. I try to join whenever I can, and I joined the trivia that they have Sunday. Sid usually isn't at that, but I won this.
Aww.
And they sent it to me from England. Sid's in Massachusetts right now, but the guy who does the trivia is in England, and they give prizes.
Yeah, Mark, you can see them all on Facebook, usually a week or two after the broadcast on his Sid City YouTube channel.
You go, Lena.
Yeah, and same with ours, with Gaze in Space, all of our stuff, with the exception of the last one we did a disco night, and I still haven't been able to finish the edit on that. But typically, the next week, we post the video for free on Facebook. If you come to the actual event, all we ask is that you donate $1. The $1 is the verification for Zoom, so that we make sure there's no shenanigans or anything, crazy that happens. We know who everybody is, and it's a safe space, and everybody can feel comfortable. But again, yeah, the following week, it's up there live for free. I mean, not live. It's up there for free on our Facebook feed. So I hope to see a lot of you there. Kim, I think I'm going to see you there, right, Debbie?
Yeah, definitely. I've already signed up to go. And I was going to say that I met the Klingons a few years ago because I used to be a newspaper reporter, and I wrote about a Klingon convention coming to Jacksonville. And then I brought my mom, who was a lifelong Star Trek fan, to the Klingon convention. She was all excited because she was able to meet, Gowron and Martok, and she was just so excited. It made her day. It was awesome. And I got to actually talk to them like live, and it was really fun to do. So
Hey, Dan.
it was pretty neat.
Hey, Dan.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Put the link on here so I can go there.
Absolutely, you got it.
Please, if I could fit it into the schedule, I'd love to.
Oh, you can.
So this is I miss this schedule craziness. This is wonderful.
Yeah. I think I feel for Marina, who's usually
I was looking through all the schedules, and it's. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I feel for Marina, because Marina and I, like, the reason we work is because she is either at or knows someone who's at every single Star Trek related whatever convention. And so, like, her schedule's kind of been impacted, right? And so I'm like, I don't know how she's alive. She usually can't live without a convention at least once a week or once a month or whatever.
My weeks are so busy. It's a little bit crazy. And the fact that it's all happening and I'm not even moving. I just had, speaking of telecalls with doctors, I had one with our family physician. And she looked at me and she's like, I'm doing all this stuff, but it's mostly like watching and thinking and doing stuff, but I'm not moving and not going anywhere. That part is kind of tough, because I got used to, doing all this travel with the cons, even if it's just only like a day in, day out for the Comic Cons. So like what Tiffany was saying, the schedule is crazy. I mean, I every night I kind of go through, okay, I have to do this, and there's a webinar I wanted to sign up for, and both fun and professional stuff simultaneously. So it's kind of crazy online existence, if you will.
Marina, you started to sound like Ryan earlier.
Well, if it's okay, I would like to, for ones that came in, let them know where they could actually hear me at.
Oh, please, Tia, go ahead. Please share.
Please.
Okay, I DJ at trekradio.net. I'm known as DJ Blind. I am one of the management. We have lots of DJs. We're looking for more. And I hate to say, we also are looking for donations. But we are a sci-fi based station online, and you can hear us on Live 365, tune in, and the webpage.
Perfect. Well, Tia, thank you so much. I
God, Tia.
I listen to Trek Radio on and off. I can't say I'm like consistent with any one thing because there's just so much out there. But thanks for joining. Thanks for plugging it. And I love meeting the folks who are putting out the content because the content kind of keeps me sane at times. So thank you. Pass that.
Yeah. Hi, Tia. I say I do Twitter for Trek Radio at convention, obviously.
That's great.
Awesome.
So Marina, that's more stuff to go on your list. I don't know how you keep track of it all, but you do. And
He's amazing.
Yeah, aside from this, like everyone's been saying, the fact that you're able to kind of put that together so Star Trek fans know, God, these amazing things are happening, but the only time I can watch it is Thursdays at 7. And it's like, look at Marina's list. Thursdays at 7. I can track it today. All right. It's like, you know, it may not be a financially rewarding thing to do, but it is a massively appreciated thing that you do from the community. So
actually, yes, Marina's great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure, believe me.
Marina, as someone who is also a content creator, it also helps us to not accidentally not schedule our stuff against someone else's.
That's useful. Great. No, but I think I trained the Facebook algorithms to show me certain things because sometimes stuff pops up. I'm like, oh, great, I can put that on the list. And then people are like, oh, when did that come up? And I'm like, I guess I saw it first. I don't know. But you know, it is useful to keep it all in one place. So at least, you know, I'm glad that folks, you know, have an opportunity to not miss things. Because
where can I see this list?
If you're, let's see, I
post the link if you can,
several
Marina, when you get a
groups. If you're
chance.
part of like the unofficial SLV group, well, it's you have to be in the group of friends with me.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Which link do you want to post?
I posted the link to Unofficial group, so that's like one of the announcements in the group.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
actually, while we've been here, we've gotten like 7 requests to join the unofficial group because
Yeah.
we've mentioned it more than once. So.
All
All accepted.
Which one should I join?
So Lucia, there is a link. Like you should be actually seeing it in the chat.
I'm gonna throw it in here right now.
Oh, you
I
yeah,
just-
there it is.
I just joined that today.
Oh,
They let
Yes,
me and
you
don't
were-
let anyone in.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we do ask questions and we do kind of make sure that the people wanting to join at least have some kind of whatever to Star Trek because we've had others. See, here's Jamal accepted.
No, wait, you don't want to accept him.
But you have to be careful because right after Jamal is this person who it looks like they want.
Oh, Jamal, and that's your friend.
Amway or something.
I did it Amway.
God's sakes, don't accept him.
Oh.
No, I'll just to plug a little bit about the group. So the unofficial Star Trek Las Vegas group. Obviously, you don't have to be going to Las Vegas to join. Yeah. It really is just a fun group of people. But we as moderators are really we're pretty strict. So like the political posts never go through. Religious posts never go through. It's all about Star Trek. It's all about connection. It's all about the conventions. It's all about positivity. So there's a lot of places on the internet that you're more than welcome to join to bitch and moan and complain about whatever. We're not one of those places. And so
Good.
The thought that the way I always present it personally is, so if we decline something or don't or remove a comment, we all 9 times out of 10 we're going to hear you're like censoring my freedom of speech, and I'm like, no, because
Oh no, you're not.
anywhere you want. But this group is not a democracy. It's got
public.
one purpose, and if you don't fit the purpose, then go somewhere else. And
your wall, your rules.
Right, your house, your rules, man. Your house, your rules.
Generally speaking, this year in particular, it is more like a generic Trek group than normal, because by that time, on any other day, year within the past at least a decade. The group has been around since I think 2007 or 2008. By that time, like usually June 1st, it goes into what we term con mode, where you can it's because the group was created in particular to help out with STLV. Lots of folks, when I went the first time, I had no one to actually ask, like, so what do I do? Now that it's basically a resource. You have questions. There's people who have been going for many years, some from the very first one in 2002, I think, so they can just literally give you the entire history of the event. So it's a resource. What do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this? How do tickets work? What does it mean? You can help. So con mode, it's stuff that's related to convention only, and it's pretty strict. I mean, we keep a thread where it's like, you want to share news or something, you would get posted in that one thread. Otherwise, it'll be all about the convention until the convention is over. This year, things are kind of like, let's just keep track, because we need something positive in this strange existence that we're having. So, if you're joining, it's going to be pretty much like any other Trek group out there on Facebook. But, hopefully you'll enjoy it. So,
hey, Marina, look, Rich is there now. Did you have dinner?
Well, I want to say one thing. I belong to several Star Trek groups on Facebook, but I will not belong to any group that doesn't have rules that are moderated. And I want to hear about Star Trek. I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to hear about stuff going on in the world. All I want to do is talk about Star Trek, and that is what, to me, is my favorite kind of groups. I won't belong to one that isn't moderated.
And that's good.
That's a wise decision.
Yeah, very wise. All right, so guys, I do need to take off because I have a day job that I have to go finish doing. Don't.
As a matter of fact, I have to sign off as well, and due to primarily family reasons. But if you guys want to hang out,
yeah, we won't shut this down. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll check in before I go to bed.
I'm going to.
Good, because I have nothing better
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Show
It
to
was
edit,
a
so
pleasure.
I'm actually going to call tonight, but it was great seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting on this on.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
Thank you, everyone, for coming, and
live long and prosper.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night, everyone, and thank you.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
Thank you.
Unless it's fanfare, in which case, love long and perspire.
Hi.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is Glenn from Las Vegas, and this has been my show. I'm here all week. Actually, I'm here all year.
Nice.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
How do I get out of this?
I thank all of you.
Leave, bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, here, button says leave.
We still got a few people in here. Cool.
It's the stragglers.
It's the stragglers.
Yeah, actually, I think I recognize one or two people from Larry's groups.
Glenn, is that costume from, that back set, is that from New York or is that from
Hold
Kingsland?
on 1 second here. He answer the phone. I'll be right back.
Okay, how do I
Now,
get out?
this is actually the background from Star Trek Continues, so it's from Kingsland.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Although I have been to both sets. I was actually for a brief time I was an associate producer on Star Trek Continues, and I actually had like 5 3-second cameos.
Right.
Hey, Star Trek Continues is really cool. I like it.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
All right.
Better hide.
Mission Control, we have a problem. Kirk to Enterprise, beam me out.
Uh-oh. If you disappear, I'm going to leave.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Oh, he disappeared.
So, Cass, did you make your
Oh
own
my
hat?
God, he surprised me.
No, actually, I think I want to borrowing Sirach's camera. That's because it keeps going out of me. So.
Oh yeah, I called him Jake Yo-Yo Cisco.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, actually, I just finished my workout when I got here, which is why I'm wearing the hat. Because otherwise, my hat's messy and I'm all sweaty. So.
That's okay.
But it's a Star Trek hat, so it's appropriate.
As long as it's Star Trek, it's all good.
Yeah, I've been literally watching Star Trek since before I was born because my mom was watching it during the first season when I was born. So I had a womb without a view.
Right.
I was 7 years old when Star Trek premiered in 1966, and I watched every episode as it aired from day one.
Yeah, I was lucky. I didn't actually. Well, I mean, I watched it after I was born, but of course I didn't remember it because I was not even one when it first started. But when they first started airing it in syndication in the 70s, I was really lucky because they were showing it Monday through Friday, so we didn't have to wait a week for the next episode.
Yeah. See, I had to wait a week for the next episode. So.
How did it feel when you watched it again, but with it all cleaned up in higher quality video?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. When they put the new special effects in, it was just like watching it from day one, brand new.
Cool.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I still love it. I still watch it to this day. I rewatch, and the special effects make it look so cool.
I was kind of surprised they didn't change Balance of Terror to change the weapons because they keep saying Phaser 1 fire, and then they didn't change it to phasers. They kept it as torpedoes firing.
Well, they did actually change it. I mean, the Romulan ship looked totally different.
Right.
It was badass. I'm sorry, my language.
Yeah, I also noticed that a lot of young people don't like the original series, but if parents show it to their kids when they're really young, then they actually do appreciate it.
Right.
You're right. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, if you don't watch the original series, you can't appreciate the later series.
At least
Without
not at the same
original
level.
series, you don't have Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, did you make that Guinan hat?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's great.
That's cool.
I have two different ones. Besides two others besides this one.
I loved when Patrick Stewart announced that she was coming back as Guinan, like her face is just
I can't wait.
glowing.
I can't wait. I'm on pins and needles waiting. I want to see.
Go ahead.
She's also playing in the Stand remake. She's playing Mother Abigail, and what's really odd coincidence is that the original lady who played Mother Abigail was in Deep Space Nine.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, she played in the episode, the one where they go back in time during the riots, and she's a social worker.
Okay.
I'd have to Google it. I'm sorry, I don't remember that. But she played the original Mother Abigail. So another Star Trek actor is playing Mother Abigail, which is pretty cool, I think.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm actually going to have to look that one up. I didn't know that.
Yeah. No matter how much Star Trek trivia you know, there's always more.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'm not Larry Nemechek. He knows it all.
Quite a bit anyway.
Right. I was surprised when I watched the Deep Space Nine episode and recognized that Quark was playing Fizbin.
Oh, wow.
There's a fifth
Yes,
season
there
one
is.
right after. Yeah.
There is an episode where he talks about playing Fizbin. That's true. I remember seeing that one.
But it's so quick and fast, you don't even catch it unless you're like listening and paying attention to it.
Or unless you're watching it for the 43rd time, which many of us have.
I know, right?
Although actually DS9 is still kind of new to me because I only watch the episodes of that every few years, just like Babylon 5.
Right.
Only watch them every few years, and I have all the episodes that I had on VHS and DVD. My cousin converted all of them to digital, so I've actually got them all on a giant hard drive.
I was cleaning the other night. I have to clear my living room and dining room entirely and get everything off the floor and put like everything in my hallway or figure out somewhere else to put it so we can refloor that area. So I had DS9 on while I'm going through boxes in the background. It was great. It was fabulous. I caught things it'd been a couple of years since I'd actually seen.
Yeah, when you're listening and really paying attention to the words, you can definitely catch things that you didn't see the first time around.
Yeah, definitely.
But I have to leave because I actually have to do something for work, even though I'm working from home and my work computer is right here. I actually have to concentrate. So it was great meeting everybody. And what's that?
Work never ends when you're working from home. I'm a teacher.
This is true.
And when we were like literally when we were working from home, it was like didn't matter what time of day it was. I was constantly, checking this and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So take care, everybody. Live long and prosper. And as Larry says, truck well.
Bye.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
So Christopher, where in Northeast Florida do you live?
I live in Fernina.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What part?
I live on the island.
Yeah, so do I. What part?
I live in Islesworth.
Okay, I live along North 14th near the factory.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mill's my neighbor. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Didn't know there was anybody on the island that was a Star Trek fan.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's more than you realize. But it's hard to find the books on the island. But yeah, it's there. I just was curious. I saw, I'm from Northeast Florida. I'm like, Northeast Florida? Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Jacksonville.
No, I work in Jacksonville, but I live in Fernandina. So, yeah. Well, that's exciting. It's really exciting. We meet at an online chat.
I work actually on... Yeah. I actually work on the museum that's on the island, the Amelia Island Museum of History.
Oh, yeah. That's a fabulous place.
On Thursday.
Is it actually open?
It's open only Thursday through Saturday.
Right. I mean, are they like wiping everything and you have to like wipe and...
Yeah, they'll do that, sanitize and everything.
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy.
Right.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
But they only started opening about 6 weeks ago, I think. So.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because indoor stuff is just not as appealing these days. And when they canceled my shrimp festival, I was really sad.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was the saddest day. I knew we were in trouble when they canceled shrimp festival.
Right.
Because they kept saying, "Oh, it'll pass. We're canceling shrimp fest. This is not. It will pass."
Well, they showed it. They quit that so fast.
Well, yeah.
I was surprised they let the car show go on.
But that's outdoors, and the crowds probably weren't as much.
Well, the quarantine was just starting when the car show for the Concours d'Elegance started in March.
Yeah, but I don't know which one. I just know Shrimp Fest is like a huge event and thousands upon thousands of people there. I don't know does the car show have thousands of people?
It has all kinds of people from all over the world.
Okay.
So you got people coming from Italy and everything else going to it at the Ritz and everything. So. Yeah.
I just for background, if you're not from the island, we have an annual festival called Shrimp Festival, and it's our annual gig, and it was canceled at like April. I think early April they canceled it, didn't they?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was really early on. So on the news they kept saying, "Oh, this will pass" or whatever, and when they canceled Shrimp Festival, which is like the #1 moneymaker for nonprofits and our youth group from church, it's like that's their #1 fundraiser for the year is just that weekend. So Anyway, that's just a little background. So I'm sure everybody's festivals were canceled. So.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. Now, Kaz, you live in New York, right? Just muted.
I'm sorry. I didn't want you to hear me talking to my son in the background. No, I'm not in New York anymore.
Okay,
I used to live in New York.
Okay.
Now I live in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. How's quarantine there?
Not as well as I would like it to be. They eased up the restrictions a little too early, so our numbers have started going up. But I stay home. I stay home. I have just about everything I need in my house already, so I really don't have to go out too much.
I managed to do a test run for going back to work, and because I teach, and they want us to go and be around kids all day. So I did a test run, and Universal's open. I have annual passes, so I did the twice. I've done a test run, going to Universal, wearing a mask all day long, with their extreme views of sanitation and spacing and stuff. So I went to a theme park, and they seat you in groups that you traveled with. Well, I went by myself. I was on all these rides by myself, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. But it was good because I could see how if you do the crazy sanitation, things can work, but people got to follow the distancing rules and the distancing guidelines. But you do if you're at a theme park, because if you're not following them, you're not in the theme park. So that was helpful, and I was able to successfully wear a mask for 2 days for like 8 hours, and so I was really excited about that. So,
well, for me, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it. I had to get out and do something, and I'd been reading the reviews because I'm an annual pass holder, and when Universal opened up, they had people doing reviews about their safety protocols and what they thought and how things were going. And so I waited about 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or something after they actually opened before I felt comfortable enough with what I was hearing about how they were doing, and what they were doing. So by the time I went, they'd already tested the ground a good bit and limiting the numbers of people there and stuff like that. So it was a good test run and a practice, because I have to practice the need to wear a mask hours in a row before I actually have to do it with kids. So,
David, how are you? I see he just came on.
Gotta unmute himself.
So, oh, there are y'all. Hi.
Hi, David.
Hi.
How you
Hello.
doing?
How are y'all?
How are things in Southern California?
Oh, a lot of cases going up. So unfortunately, it's not going in the right direction. Let me move to another room. How about you guys?
Yeah, same thing here. We were doing good in the very beginning, and then they eased the restrictions, and now our numbers have been going up exponentially.
We went from about a month ago, having like somewhere between 100 and 150, and we just hit 600 in a month. So it's a pretty big leap. And Jacksonville has its own issues with it as well. So.
Well, you're in Florida. You're in Florida too, where it's getting really bad.
Right. Oh yeah. And we get to host the Republican convention next month too.
Yeah.
So my school district is in the same county as where that's going to be.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
For a long time, we only had like 350 something cases statewide. And then they eased the restrictions and we started getting 300 and something cases per day. So we have started going up.
Well, I think a big problem too, just besides things opening up, is just a lot of people are not, doing social distancing like they should. People are gathering together and not wearing their masks and that sort of thing. So,
It's the house gatherings, people going to each other's houses in big groups and not being smart about it.
yeah, that's part of
We
it.
all
Yeah.
have our small core group that, sorry, I gotta shift this. We all have that small core group that if we're gonna go out, we go there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I do. I have a certain set of places that, like with a friend of mine, and I know are safe, and I can go to those places. But, you gotta watch other places. You gotta watch who you hang with, try to do a lot more outdoors. We have a beachside restaurant that's fabulous. It's all social distance properly, and you can literally sit on the beach and drink pop for hours at a time at the beach at a restaurant, and it's really relaxing, but it's not home,
Yeah.
but it's really it's a great place to go, and it's just places like that. You got to know your neighborhood and the places that do a good job with that kind of thing. So anyway.
Well, I only go out if I have to go to a store or a market or something like that. Otherwise, I'm just, or work. I have to, I go into work a few days a week, and of course, got a social distance there. But as much as I can, I just stay indoors.
Yeah.
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 I stay home also. And on top of it, I have my garden that I started. So I'm growing things. So I stay in my yard a lot or on my front porch. And unless I really have to go and get some milk, eggs, and bread, I generally don't go out. On occasion, I've gone to visit my mom or my dad, but, nothing more than that, really.
Yeah.
What are you growing in your garden?
Some of everything. Tomatoes, watermelon, acorn squash, corn, cucumbers, carrots, broccoli, some of everything. Little of this, little of that. And my cousin and I, because my cousin has been doing it for years. I just moved down here, so I just started. Last year wasn't that great, but this year is doing much better. So, I'm getting tips from my cousin because he's been doing it a while. So, it's helping me out. This year is looking much better.
Yeah, I
I'm
started
having
growing.
fun at it also.
Yeah, I started growing stuff too, as corn and watermelon and cantaloupe. I've already gotten at least 4 or 5 tomatoes out of one bush that we grew starting March. But it's been hard keeping the corn alive and stuff like that. I already had like one rabbit.
Corn is a little difficult. The corn is a little difficult. You're gonna have to really keep an eye on that, which I found out last year. And if you don't, it will get I forgot what they call it, but it's like black stuff comes on it and what have you. So and carrots are a little difficult also.
Right.
But the
we got carrots growing still.
Tomatoes are pretty easy to grow. The cucumbers aren't that bad. I also have sweet peas. I forgot about that. And they usually grow pretty good. And believe it or not, I planted a grapevine last year. It didn't give me anything last year. This year, it actually gave me a couple of grapes. Nothing much, but a couple. So I'm expecting next year for it to give me a decent little harvest. That would be great.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's not anything I've done before, so keeps me busy, keeps me in my yard, checking things, making sure everything is growing nicely and what have you. And like I said, this year is much better than last year. Last year, everything went down the drain, but I learned a lot, and the things that I learned, I put into good use this year, and it's doing much better than last year. And I'm having a lot more fun.
David, where do you work at?
Oh, I work for a government prosecutorial agency.
Ooh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the legal field.
So how'd work change once the quarantine started?
Well, we're just doing more teleworking basically. So instead of just going into the office every day like I used to, now